Oh, shit. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here. My name is Matt from Customs by Matchu, and welcome to another episode of WIP Wednesday Live. Tonight is episode 37. Oh, that's why that. Never mind. It's funny when you realize something as you're working, and it's good. It's a weekly live stream where I usually customize live. I talk with fellow customizers and collectors and get to chat with all you fine people about anything new that's happening in the toy community. With this being the end of the year, and we're getting into the last couple weeks of 2022, I thought it would be fun tonight to bring on some friends and discuss some of our favorites from 2022. But before we get there, just some general housekeeping. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps. So if you could do that for us, that would be the best. Last week, if you didn't check it, was a great show. I had the other organizers of the legendary Secret Swap, Wes from Ethan Supley Customs and Draven from Draven Arts Limited, on the show, and we literally went through every reveal from the Secret Santa so far, and it was awesome. It was really great to kind of showcase some of the awesome talent we have in our event, and yeah, it's great. There's lots of people here already. This is awesome. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, if you haven't checked it out already, please go ahead and do that, because there's a lot of great talented artists, and we've had a couple more reveals since, so stick around and check out those on the legendary Secret Swap Instagram page. So I'm trying to keep this to a reasonable 2 hours tonight, because most of my guests are on the East Coast instead of the West Coast, and I don't want to keep them up too late on a Wednesday night. So I'm going to bring everybody in here one at a time and introduce you to them all. So my first guest has been my live stream buddy for a while. So he has been doing these live streams with me as long as I've been on YouTube, and as well when I was doing them a lot on Instagram. He's fresh out of school and into winter vacation mode. Here is Strand from Stranded Customs. What up, John?
Hey, what's up, man? Long time no stream, I guess, right?
I know. Well, you were one of the first guests I ever had on. I think you were the first guest I ever had on.
That is true. I am pre YouTube. I'm only Instagram lives back in the day, right, when we learned that we could you could host
do it together. Yes,
I'd bring my teens of followers,
your students,
literal teens also, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it was fun doing that, and now I'm happy to inch back into the hobby again. I took a year off, kind of willingly, and kind of because I was a victim of the big dork side controversy, but thought about selling my entire collection pretty hard for a day, and then it's just changed the way that I collect now, and so my list, I think, maybe will reflect that a little bit.
That's fair enough. What do you, just so everybody knows, what do you collect mostly? What what are the lines that inhabit your space?
So I've got a whole bunch of Power Rangers, and I'm kind of at an impasse with them right now, because I've got most every season that I've seen, and I'm not sure if I want to just go all in on the line or bounce out of that one real quick. My collection is mostly Marvel Legends. I think I've got every Star Wars figure that I need, and so I've stopped the influx of Black Series. Mostly Legends. I goof around a little bit with McFarlane. Mostly if it looks interesting and I want to see how disappointing it's going to be, I buy one of those figures, and they've got their own shelf. And then I think Turtles, I have the NECA movie Turtles
stuff, right?
And I think the new comics that are coming out, I think I'll jump in when we hit those. And so I think the Image, is that what those are modeled after? Yeah. So I think that's what I'll do. Great. But nice. As you know, this is what's been keeping me away from
you nerd
toys. Is the old Magic the Gathering. And so
you nerd.
I've been jumping on there.
I'm just kidding. I used to play Magic when I was a kid, so I know.
I know. I've been trying to get you. There's good webcam games going on. Oh,
I don't have time.
You'd make
I
time,
don't
right?
have time. Customizing is key. Has to come first.
That is true. That is true.
All right, we're gonna bring in our next guest because we have 5 people to introduce, and we want to get going on this this list here. So next up, I have another fellow Canadian customizer who has been extremely relevant this year. He just puts out product more and more and more, and just the quality is just unbelievable. I know from experience. I was fortunate enough to get a figure from him this year. So let's bring on my next guest. This is Anthony from Woof Customs. Hey, dude, what's up?
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, great, man. Thank you for coming on and taking the time to be here and do this with us.
Thank you for having me back on. I had so much fun the first time, so I'm glad to be back.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was a good time. That was a fun one. For anybody who doesn't know who you are, do you want to just tell everyone who you are, what you do, what you collect?
Yeah. So I'm Anthony, Woof Customs. I've been customizing for about 3 years, since the beginning of the pandemic. It really helped occupy my time. Mostly Marvel Legends, predominantly, mostly X-Men specific. I've started to dabble in some Super 7, so I've got the Thundercats, the Core 4, and pre-ordered Snarf. So
nice.
I'm on my shelf. And I started dabbling with the Master of the Universe, so the He-Man 40th anniversary.
Oh, the Mattel stuff?
Yeah. Is it? I think
it's Mattel.
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just buy what I like. So,
that's fair. That's fair. You're more inspired by classic though, right? Like He-Man. You like classic sure. He-Man, right?
Yes, classic stuff. And in fact, a lot of the stuff that I'm getting, I'm also tweaking and customizing to make it look more reminiscent of like the Filmation stuff. So the She-Ra, cool. I just got the Catra today, and she's beautiful.
Nice.
Actually. Yeah, so I'm starting to kind of build out that line slowly, but again, just picking and choosing like kind of the classic characters. So my collection is slowly growing.
Now you have to find a place to actually put it.
I'm currently sitting in like my computer / like collectibles room. It is literally a closet. I do not have any space.
I totally feel you on that one. I had to come to that terms where I was like, I need to prioritize what's important.
It's so hard.
I know it is.
Because everything is so beautiful, and then you're like, for me, I'm like constantly making stuff, and I want to showcase it. I want to have it out, right? So it's so hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, I kind of have like a no. Yeah, I know. Hasbro's never stopping. It's just
they're not stopping, and then they're also now releasing things that I've made, and I'm like, well, I still like mine, so I still want to have mine out, but I also want the official release. So now I'm going to.
That's a slippery slope.
I know.
Oh, that's funny. Well, thanks, man. Thank you for taking the time to be here, and I'm excited to see what you got on your list. I already know what you have, but yeah, we're gonna do that. Next up, we have my buddy Rob from Pymparticles. This guy has been a good dude. He got me through. I don't know if I ever told you this, Rob, but you got me through some pretty good, some pretty hard times when my dad was, not to be super dark here, but like when my dad was kind of at the end of his run there. We had a few chats that like have stayed in my mind since those days. So. Definitely appreciate your friendship, and I'm glad that you're here again. So thanks for being here.
Of course, glad to be here.
Why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do and what you collect and all that good stuff?
I'm Robert. I collect mostly Marvel Legends, but I'm a sucker for a lot of the stuff. Like if I see a good version of something that was out when I was a kid, I'll probably pick it up. Anything Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, all that kind of stuff I still collect. But Marvel Legends is like the biggest thing for me. I customize too, primarily Marvel Legends, some Black Series. I guess that's pretty much it.
I always think of you as doing a lot of Black Series stuff. Because you've done some pretty cool ones, like that Dash Rendar you did is just the best. So good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to get into this chat. We got 2 more people we're going to bring in. Next up is fresh off of his own live stream. This guy's going to do like a super show because he probably just did a couple hours with J Shot on his stream Between Two Sentinels, and he had 796 Studios on tonight. Mario didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm excited. Here is the other Matchu, Matchu Toy.
Hey guys.
Hey man,
what's up?
How are you?
Good. A little tired, but pushing through.
I bet. How was the stream tonight?
It ran longer than I expected, but we had fun. We had a lot of
It's
fun.
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Mario's such an interesting dude. He's got such a creative mind, so always like seeing him in action.
He's into a lot of things too, and he also makes a lot of things. So
he's into a lot of stuff that I don't even know what it is, but he just gets me intrigued because of how he puts it on the table. It's all about presentation, and that guy he delivers on that one. So thank you for being here, and why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do and what you collect?
My name is also Matt. I'm a toy photographer, and it's probably a lot easier to say what I don't collect. I collect a lot of things, mostly like Hasbro, Mafex. I'm into Marvel. Recently got into wrestling.
Yeah, you did.
Matchu have been going back and forth about like what figures to pick up. That whole thing was all inspired by just getting that crowdfunding ring. Yeah,
that ring is
all
amazing.
90s.
Fuck, if I had space for that, I'd be in trouble because that collection would get out of control pretty damn quick. But yeah,
and then like all of that is all Star Wars over there.
I love all your fancy toys. You guys were all gonna be upshown by Matchu's setup. I'm not gonna lie. Like even when you sent me your pictures, I'm like, man, these are so professional. They look so good.
I don't even know who's on the list anymore because this week there's a lot of stuff that came out.
You did make a couple changes, but there's been a lot of stuff that's been coming out these last couple weeks. So, well, I'm excited to see what you have on your list. Let's bring in our last participant. So this guy is just a wealth of knowledge. I've recognized his name for so many years just through the Foosh forums and through little interactions on Instagram. But it's really only been this year that we've started to kind of chat a little bit more. And I gotta say, in the short amount of time we've been chatting, I have learned so many different little tricks and tips to make my life as a customizer easier. So here is Jared from Collector Express. Hey, man.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Good to be here and got the
nice.
Love it like this. The whole thing is like when at first I was wrapping my brains like, how am I going to narrow this down the top 5 with that thing? I made a system, but I got it working. But
yeah, you have a cool system. I like the system you came up with. So what Jared did was he did a little. Will you explain what you did?
Well, to make it easier on myself, I picked my top 5 lines I collect. Top favorite lines. I collect a lot of stuff, so I picked my favorites for this year from. Pick my favorites from those lines this year, and as you can see, I got a little of everything. It goes.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
Are you in a store?
This is my downstairs.
Wow.
Customs. I got He-Man. I collect. Let's see. I got Marvel Legends, Master Universe, Dragon Ball, Transformers mainline, Transformers Masterpiece line, Transformers third party, Shogun Warriors. What else did I do? Hulks.
You have a lot, man. You have a ton of stuff. There's very few people that have a collection as deep
that top shelf is just all Hulks.
Yep, that is.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's not all of them either. It's. I got a Hulk display there. I got a 2 Hulk displays there. With a Thunderbolt, red Thunderbolts, and Hulk fighting some of his villains.
Good lord, that's crazy.
I have to choose just 5.
5 was hard.
I think we can probably all agree that 5 is hard.
Like I probably would still be trying to decide.
I think we can all agree that 5, especially this year, is pretty hard.
I do that.
Hot Wheels? Is that a Hot Wheels?
I like green light stuff, like really high-end stuff. I do Hot Wheels some, but I like the higher end stuff better. Like I like movie stuff, TV show cars.
Fair enough.
Like Christine and the Smokey and the Bandit and stuff like that. And
Jay Shot says, "Can I get a job at Collector Express's collection?" Guys, I'm gonna try to keep up with the chat as best as I can, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna have a difficult time enough navigating 6 screens and a slideshow. But I'm just gonna quickly acknowledge everyone who's here.
Some Black Series stuff too.
Oh yes, Black Series. I have to say I'm pretty happy that I'm feeling my Black Series collection is complete. Like a
DC UC and DC Multiverse. I do that too.
So basically, just almost everything.
But everything under the
sun. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say hi to everyone in the chat before we jump into this. Jordan from Canada has been here, just chatting it up with everyone as he does. Thank you as always, my friend. Marcus E is here. What's up, dude? Nike Boy J, you got to be sick of me by now, dude. You showed up on Monday night stream with A&R. You showed up on my live stream last night when I was opening my figure, and you're here again tonight. Thank you. This is the end game of WIP Wednesdays. Yes. So the idea of this was to have everybody who's been on. I mean, not everybody. I'm still missing a couple, but yeah. So that was the idea. Nico Garcia is here. What's up? This Villains Customs. How's it going, dude? He was just on your showcase the other night, wasn't he, Jared?
Yes, sir. He was. We did a customizer showcase. We
watched that.
Certain customizers, and Nico got to sit down and film his paint work on his face. Is
so good,
phenomenal.
That Gene he did for the Maddie. He did for. Didn't he do he did the Madeline Pryor, right? The Goblin Queen.
The eyebrows have individual hairs painted on to the eyebrows.
That's like the Emma that I got yesterday. That Blueberry Customs did. It's crazy. The eyelashes, the individual eyelashes. I'm just like, oh my god, how do you do that?
The tear ducts, and like that little pink underneath the skin, like the fold of the skin. He paints those. And it's like,
wow,
it's crazy, man. It's so crazy. Jay Shot's here. Thanks for being here, man. Especially you just got off a live stream as well, so appreciate it. Oh, Strand's here. What are you doing there? And yeah, sorry guys. It's not that I don't want to catch up on the chat. I definitely do, but I know that if I do, I'll just get sucked into it. And yeah,
Jurassic Park stuff too.
Jesus, it never ends with you. Okay, let's see.
Oh, vote for
okay, so I'm gonna just so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start with honorable mentions. So I know that it was difficult to pick 5. Like for me, my honorable mention isn't really like number 6. It's technically like number 10 because I wrote a top 10. But Strand, I'm gonna start with you and we're gonna kind of work our way around. So I'm just gonna give you guys the screen as you talk, and then I have a little slideshow that I can kind of bring up and whatever. So John, your
big screen here.
I don't have a screen for you for your honorable mention because I was a jerk and didn't tell you. So
well, no, and I didn't send anything to you either, right? And I figured I'd grab them off my shelf and pull them out. So my honorable mention are figures that mostly are like characters that I like, but weren't represented super well, like with what Hasbro's been doing. All of mine are Marvel Legends, just to spoil everything. But one of my honorable mentions has to be the Blue Marvel.
Oh, nice.
I think this is a character that everybody's been, or I don't know if everybody has been, but I've been waiting for it forever. And
you were known as the Blue Marvel guy for a long time, right?
I was, right? I raffled off that one. And then I got DMs just for like 2 straight months that are like, hey, make me that exact same figure that you just made. And that might be part of the reason that pushed me away from customizing for a while. But
bad timing.
Right. It was bad news. But like, this is a great figure, I think. But with all of the other things that Hasbro has been doing, with new parts and new body molds and pinless tech, which I made fun of like 2 years ago when they first announced it, and now I'm obsessed with it. They could have, I think, made it like a definitive Blue Marvel, but we'll have to wait for that a little bit longer. And then I've got another one right here, which is just a character that I love. And again, I think there are so many different things that could have been better with this figure, but to see that they're ready and willing to revisit Sentry, do new pieces for, is kind of cool.
Makes you happy.
He's a forgotten character pretty often, but when his like first run or whatever in the solo series and in New Avengers was, I think, when I started like really hardcore collecting comics when I was in college. And then I've got another honorable mention, but I think it's on some other lists, and so I'll keep that as a surprise that others can reveal. So those are the two that I had on my honorable mention list.
All right, awesome. Those are great choices to start with. Way to kick it off with us.
Gun hands for some reason.
Yeah,
Sentry. Yeah, I don't
notice
get that
I didn't pull those out.
You don't want them packing heat? Just
those went in the bag, and I don't think they're coming out until I need them for something else.
That's too funny.
The Sentry is strapped all the time and firing his guns off.
I don't even really know. Like, I just know kind of what Sentry is, but like, I never really read anything with Sentry in it. So, and like when I was reading comics, Sentry wasn't like a thing. So,
those hands that look like this, those would be sweet to have, so that he can like be going crazy.
Right.
Or like holding a figure like he's going, like he did the air.
Yep.
That'd be cool. I'd love to see more stuff like that. You know who's good at doing stuff like that? And Matchu could relate to this too, but Mattel does a good job with that. Like they just did a Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage 2-pack, and they come with like a handshake hand where the hands are connected, but you can connect them to each of the figures, so they're doing like the handshake, you know?
That's sweet, dude.
It's dope. Yeah, I'd love to see more stuff like that. Like I think of like Power Rangers, and I'm like, man, it'd be cool to get like, you know, like civilian Power Rangers with like a morpher hand, right? That has like a morpher.
Oh my god!
That you could just plug in. Like, how good would that be?
That would be
I
cool.
actually mentioned that to High School Creations. I'm like, you have a scanner, right? And you got that morpher. Can you scan that and just shrink it to 1/12 scale?
That would be dope. That would be really, really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna eventually need to track that down because
I also have Power Ranger stuff too.
Power Rangers, yeah. Of course you do. Of course you do. Anthony.
Yeah.
You want to go over? I do have yours on the slideshow here, so let's do this.
Ooh,
and so Anthony kind of had the same, where you kind of picked a few honorable mentions. Why don't you walk us through what your? Can I do this solo? Where it's? Let me see if I can do this solo. Where? Nope, I don't think I can.
No, I'd rather be on the screen with all you guys. It's less intimidating.
Fine. There you go. I'm gonna do this though. I'm gonna move me and Jared down because everyone sees me every week. So there we go.
Okay. Yeah. So in no particular order. The Toad. I think people have been really wanting a Toad. Obviously, like just to kind of round out the Brotherhood. So I think we've waited quite a long time for it, and finally getting it. I love it. It's great. It comes with the 2 heads. It's awesome. That tongue is amazing. The new body sculpt. I love all the accessory parts, like the part that goes around his neck, his wrists, his ankles. I love the coloration of it too. It's like kind of in between like a classic Toad and like a Jim Lee kind of Toad, which I like as well. So I find that it's a nice addition to my collection. I also did a custom Toad that looks very similar to this. So here's another instance where I've got now double Toads in my collection. But both are on display, and I love them both.
You know what I did with my customs is once they got officially released, I would just bring them to work, and I'd have like an official version at home and a custom version at work, because like I always get people who come into my office at work and they like inquire about the toys. So then I can be like, oh, I made this, or I had a friend who made this, or whatever, right? So
that's awesome. If I had a permanent desk at work, I would do that. That would be
there you go.
a great solution. Next on the list is in like, again, no particular order, the Quasar. I know nothing about this character. I just love the way it looks. I think just the face is great, the body is great, the cape is beautiful. I love the colors. No reason other than it just looks cool.
I like his cape. I hate that Bucky cap body, man. I see Jared pulled out his custom, and he switched his over to I'm just gonna flip that open for a minute here. He switched his over to a Spider-Man UK body, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. That's my only beef. I mean, I don't have attachment to Quasar, but my only beef with it is that it's on a Bucky cap. I'm so ready for that to be gone.
That cape should have been used for Vision.
Yeah, I agree too.
White Vision, that cape works so good for that.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I don't have that big of an aversion to the Bucky cap. To be honest, it doesn't bother me that much.
That's like New Collector. New Collector says that too. He's like, man, I love Bucky Cap.
Yeah,
still.
I know.
He still uses it all the time.
The only thing I will say is that the feet are generally too small, right?
Too small, yeah.
Too small, right? Although
except on that, the Quasar, they
it's
put
the opposite
the size of like for the Grim Reaper body on it.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge. They're like clown feet.
Yeah. I prefer a bigger foot to a smaller foot, quite frankly. So this to me, you know,
me too.
And again, I
super
like
stable.
Yeah.
I do like the unique head sculpt. I think it's beautiful. They did a really great job with it.
Yeah, young Robert Redford.
Yeah, it looks good. Young Robert Redford, did you say?
Robert Redford.
Yeah, oh, it does. It does look like Robert Redford.
I can't unsee it now.
Totally. Next, I have the binary here. I love this iteration of binary. I love, again, just the graphic nature of it. The white against the red. I love the head sculpt with the hair, the translucent plastic, the way the light passes through it is great. She came with really cool accessories. I don't really have a display with all the accessories, but like all the fire kind of power effects. But it's kind of cool to have them all. And I know that I've used them on other characters that I have in my collection. But this one, I was pretty excited when this was released. And then to add her with my custom Starjammers, to have her with the group there, I thought it's kind of cool. They look really great together. So they're there. And then lastly, the Fantastic Four. I know some people were kind of like iffy about this kind of release of like this classic kind of blue and white Fantastic Four. Again,
I love this one.
You do? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this is the look I wanted.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. It's kind of like the definitive kind of classic look. That face is not great.
Yeah, Sue's not great. The face
Sue is not good. I think a lot of people either swapped out the head, did just used a completely different head on the body. I know that I used like an extra Emma head that I had, and a hair swap on her. So, and that's how I have her displayed in my collection. But overall, I really like the look. Again, just the graphic nature of it. You'll find that a lot of my choices are picked because of the graphic nature of the designs, and this was one that I was really excited to see. And I also got the Johnny Storm powered down version because I wanted them all like in the blue and white
uniform. Yeah, fair enough. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's
That's sweet, man,
about the Sue Storm head? Do you have the Walgreens one? I had one of those heads in my fodder bin. If you pop the hair off each one, the hair sculpt matches up with the Walgreens head perfectly, and it looks beautiful when you put that hair on it.
Oh, nice. That's because for me, the issue isn't the hair. I like the hair. I like that the hair looks like retro and like more of its like of a classic era. It's the face. It just, she looks like she got smacked in the face with a 2x4, and it's like,
although
it's brutal, man.
Piece of that face, and it looks good. So I'm tempted to give it a shot and see if I can repaint it and make it actually look good.
I've seen it done.
Yeah,
it's still not my favorite. She still just looks too like I feel she looks too. I feel like she looks too retro. Like, I don't know.
I think she's got like just a massive underbite. It looks like too. Right?
Yeah.
Like
I think Villain Customs could do a good job in that face.
Yeah.
I think they posted like, this is a while ago, but they posted like the exact art that the sculpting reference was on, and like from the front, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But then the side profile, it's like that does not look like a human person.
Yeah. Kind of falls apart on the side.
Yeah. Fair enough. Rob, I know we were. I don't really have any slides for you. I apologize, but do you wanna jump in on any of this stuff, or do you wanna?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I haven't told everyone else, but I kind of had like a weird gear collecting stuff. I kind of did not collect anything for the last half of 2021 and maybe until May of this year. So a lot of my year was just getting like caught up on 2021 stuff. But I have, as the year's gone on, picked up some stuff. I think probably the thing that I think of that is like, I just want to give a shout out, but it's like, it does not reinvent the wheel. It's not anything like crazy, is actually the spinneret from the, was it Renew Your Vows set? Yeah. I think it's done really well. It's, a great use of that new female body. The heads look great on it, and like I was actually kind of surprised how well that like Mary Jane face looks with like the printing and stuff on it. overall, I
adds a
thought it
lot.
was like pretty well executed.
It's funny because like when they said they were going to start introducing the print tech on the cartoon, like the toon versions, the comic versions of stuff, I was like, I don't know if I like that, just because like I don't want them to look too realistic. But then I saw Silk and I was like, sweet Lord, that is like that's a beautiful.
Is beautiful.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I've probably seen pictures in passing, but
today or yesterday. Today I got them, and I went ahead. I've ordered 2, so I'm gonna start making a custom Power Girl. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you started that already, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, and
nice.
it's somebody on one of my live streams pointed out Spinnerette has new legs. Those are more muscular than the Shriek legs.
The Shriek ones.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that either.
I just thought it was like Shriek. It's like, oh, it's the Shriek arm.
I wonder if that gives her some additional height, because I know that like one of the issues I've seen some people say about that Shriek body is that it's like a little short comparatively to some of the other like the before pinless Marvel Legends females.
I haven't checked the length of them, but I think they might be just a little bit longer. But
Nice.
definitely they're more muscular.
That's pretty cool. Good eye.
I think it was
somebody said it.
Something Wong that's in my chat lot.
Okay.
And
that's pretty cool.
He pointed out, it's like I look like, holy crap, they are.
Yeah, that's a great figure. I like that figure quite a bit too. So she's pretty nice, and I like that we're getting the variety of hands with the females now too, which is awesome. So
that Mary Jane head too, with that set too. I just happened to pop it off. I was looking at it today, and I'm going to do the review on the Spider-Man and Making Friends 3-pack tomorrow.
Yep.
And I was looking at the Spinnerette head. It's like I popped it on
Firestar,
yeah, and it works perfect like a powered down Firestar head.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It clears the collar piece, everything.
Oh, nice. I figured the hair would have got stuck on that collar, but
so because Firestar looks like in that cartoon, it's basically Mary Jane.
Right. Yeah. Matchu, you have. Where's yours? Let me get yours. Your honorable mention was, I believe it was this. Am I right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Hang on.
Could have changed. I don't know. Let's see. Yep.
That's your honorable?
Yep. That's my honorable mention, but I might have to change them. I mean,
you might have to change them.
Yeah. I mean, you saw my stories yesterday, right?
Yeah. So for anybody who didn't see, you did this really awesome optic blast effect on your animated cell shaded Cyclops that you did.
Yeah. So I might have to, if you could give me the screen.
Yeah, I can definitely give you the screen.
I might have to swap him out and bring him back in. Because he looks great, man. And
he does.
Cyclops is my favorite X-Men character.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a hot take.
I didn't like the old one that they had, and the only one that I had was the Mafex one, and that one, the proportions are just weird.
Yeah, I said that the other day too. I don't love the Mafex. Honestly,
seems short on that Mafex one.
Yes, it is. I don't like. He has like these like, they're not side boobs, but they kind of feel like they get in the way of his arms, and it's like he just can't get a natural pose without his arms being out a bit, and I don't love it.
The way this poses though is just so good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You can move his arms all the way back, and the fact that these bands don't slide off.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I hated that with the original one. Those big, and they were so thick too.
Yeah, they are too thick. I agree. Yeah,
that's got to be a new like chest harness too, then, right?
It's it's a whole new torso.
It's also keyed in, right? Like,
oh my god,
figure.
Yeah, it's a whole new torso. It's a brand new torso.
Oh, I thought it was just on the Vulcan body.
Nope.
No.
Damn.
It shares some parts Vulcan, but it's got a lot of new sculpting.
Yeah. It's got the arms.
Beautiful.
That segmented chest strap is so cool, or it's like glued on the top piece. Then
and it just folds in.
Yeah, it's
that's
perfect.
nuts, dude.
Yeah, when I did my last 90s Cyclops custom, that's how I did the piece that goes over the shoulder. So I sculpted it on and made it so it would like fold into the ab crunch. And the ab, and the new head too.
New head too.
It looks a little bit like Brian, but
yeah, it does a little bit. The hair Totally. I can see Conan in that for sure.
It's such a great figure, and it's so tempting. I have so many Cyclopses in my collection. I'm like, oh god, am I getting this or not?
I'm telling you, dude, you will regret it if you don't, because it's really it is really nice. It's in my top 10. It didn't make my top 5, but it's in my top 10. It's fucking nice.
It's the definitive Cyclops, Jim Lee Cyclops.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
That's wild.
I agree. I wish he came with an optic blast head. That's my only beef at this point. Was I wish he got
some alternate heads. Like the 3 accessories were 3 hands.
3 hands, exactly.
I'm happy. I mean, the thing is you have to think it's literally taken us 8 years to get a Jim Lee Cyclops with fists. So like, I'm glad that we finally have that. But it's just like, to make this the best. Like, this is the best Cyclops for sure. But to make this perfect, like a Scott Summers head with the down visor would be really cool, and then like a head with like a room for like an optic blast, maybe like a screaming face or something like that.
Screaming face definitely
would be awesome. Because then you could really do some cool like Marvel vs. Capcom stuff. Yeah, or that too. Somebody I saw on a story today, and I can't remember who it was, but I saw somebody do like the like smoke effects that you can plug into the guns.
Yeah.
Somebody painted it clear red and just plugged it into the side of the visor, like just because there's like a little indent, and it fit like pretty perfectly.
Oh, that's cool.
Really, really good.
My Mafex one, the smoke effect, it broke off. So I was actually debating on just like trying to wedge it in there, but I'm afraid of bending the plastic.
Do you ever use?
I would be really surprised if we don't get a retro card at one. The match shows.
Matchu, have you ever used this before? This is museum gel.
Okay.
It's think of like stick tack, like blue tack, but clear. It works good for that kind of stuff. So if you wanted to like put a little like something light, like it wouldn't hold something super heavy, but it works really good for that kind of stuff. Like if you had like a little power effect or something that you wanted to balance on a finger or something, it works really good because you can't see it.
Okay.
So, but it works. It's nice and it's reusable, and you get a lot. I think it's like $20. I mean, Canadian, so probably for you cheaper. But
okay, I can get that like at a hobby place, or
I got it on Amazon. So,
okay.
That's why as soon as you said that, it was like,
yep. I just looked it up. I found one called Quake Hold. That's how
there you go. It comes off like so easy. It doesn't leave any residue or anything, but it works. It's really like I use it for balancing figures and like when a weapon won't fit in a hand, like how sometimes you get a weapon holding hand that's super loose or whatever. So like I use it in like the part of a gun. So like if they're holding it, I want it to hold straight instead of crooked or whatever. So works good.
They did announce the other version of Cyclops though, right? That they're coming out
Astonishing.
with. Yeah,
Astonishing. Which is on another new body, which is crazy to me, but I love it. It's my favorite. That was my favorite reveal from all of those.
Yeah, but they didn't put that on pre-order yet, right?
Not yet. Okay. Not yet. I assume it'll be early. So, like, I
was really surprised the 20th announcement wasn't the BAF for that way.
I thought it was going to be the BAF and then the pre-orders is what I assumed, but no, didn't happen. So, Jared, yours was one of the
it's probably a little surprising for some people because I got the McFarlane Speeding Bullets Superman.
Oh, very good call.
He has like hit and misses so much. He's got to have different design teams because some of them, like the proportions are so wonky. This one's just beautifully done. The legs are not overly long like he does. The proportions are right. The articulation is done cleanly. It moves good. If he could do every figure like this, I would collect more.
That does like look like accurate in terms of like limb length. I usually find that's his issue is like he gets like these super he gets these crazy long legs or these like apishly long arms, and it's like, what the fuck are these?
If you do this every time, I'd buy more of them.
So do those still utilize those ball joints at the hip, at the ankles and the wrists?
It does, but they're actually sculpted
hidden
the same way. They're hidden a lot better. They even have like the segmented lines sculpted onto the balls too.
Nice. That's a nice touch.
And the same way with the wrist. It has those on the wrist, but they have wrinkles sculpted on those. Like this is like so much better than everything he usually does.
Yeah, I'm not a huge McFarlane fan.
Seems like
That does look good. That does look good. I can't deny. That does actually look like a normal body.
Oh, that one looks insane.
The which one?
The Calabac.
Oh yeah.
And if he could do stuff like that every time, I want a Superman on this body. He keeps using that Bizarro body for Superman.
I know.
It doesn't work. It's the weird proportions works great for Bizarro. I like the Bizarro, but when he puts Superman on it looks wrong.
Yeah, he looks like he's dragging his wrists. Like it's just it's crazy.
I don't mind the weird proportions for Bizarro because he's a deformed clone.
Bizarro. Yeah, he's weird and crazy as fuck. My local friend group, I have like a group chat, and like over the years, I've slowly watched like half of them, like basically like get out of the McFarlane stuff, just for that exact reason. Is just like they're all so weird looking, like they're lanky and they're posed weird. Like Neil just said in the comments here, McFarlane puts out statues, not figures, which I totally agree with that.
It's always been that way.
Yep.
One honorable mention too. I'll add the Batmobile from the Batman.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me give you the screen. Hang on one second. There you go.
I will add this.
What is that?
This is the Hot Wheels RC Batmobile from the movie, and it's got a full interior.
That's good.
You can
that's awesome.
You can put Marvel Legends in here.
Really?
And
that's pretty damn nice.
Yeah. What?
Nice.
It's RC around the floor and this was $100.
Wow.
Not $350. That's how much they told us cars cost.
And I can put this figure behind the wheel.
Man, that's
flame
crazy.
Effects on that bad boy. Get the Ultimate Goblin flame effects, and you got yourself a HasLab, man.
Absolutely.
That is.
They can make an RC car to scale. This is actually scaled to fit multiverse figures.
Wow,
that's
crazy.
And they can make this for $100.
Yeah, that's a steal.
And
it looks really good too.
They actually make a super high-end version of it, which has an animatronic Batman in it. He's shifting gears.
That's cool.
It's like $500, but it's got an animatronic character in it.
Does he flip people off when he drives by? He's like, "Fuck you."
That would be cool. The dash lights up on it, and it's super high and detailed. And it's $500, but I can see where the $500 is at. We're $350 for basically this, and it doesn't. I can't drive the $350 one around in my collection room.
I'd be afraid to knock something over in your room there.
That's why the cat's upstairs.
Yeah, oh, dude, that could do some serious damage. That could do some serious damage.
It's important.
All right, so for let me see here. Where's mine? I have to flip through them all on this tiny little screen down here, so you don't have to get so this was my my honorable mention, and I guess technically it's not a figure from this year, but this is when I got it. So I received the figure in January. I think it technically came out kind of like end of what am I doing? I'm trying to get this to work.
December of last year, because it snuck right in.
It came right at the end, at the end. And like I was stupid enough to not pre-order it. I was at this weird place with Mayfex where I was super pissy because they kept taking my money and then like not shipping anything, and I was just like, screw this, I'm not buying this, which is crazy because this is my favorite character in my favorite look for the character, and he looks amazing, and I was just like, I'm not doing it. And then it came out and I was so upset, and I couldn't find them for anywhere for like under $250. So I was like, pretty disappointed. And my buddy Elvin from Astonishing News and Reviews hooked me up and got me one for retail, or a little over retail. So, but yeah, this is my honorable mention. It's awesome. My only nitpick about it is like I find that Mayfex body a little bit too tall to be mixed in with Legends. I still do mix it in with Legends, but I prefer like the Legends height on Wolverine rather than the Mayfex. But it's hard to like turn down this figure because he just like any Wolverine pose you can think of, like you can get him into. He's just awesome in that regard. So yeah, I really love this figure. It's really nice. If you haven't got it, strongly recommend it.
Are you getting the other
I
one?
love the brown suit for Wolverine. The brown and
Me too. Yeah, me too. What did you say, Matthew?
Are you gonna get the gray and black suit?
I decided to skip the Mafex X-Force, and the only reason why I did was because even though I really do love that run, and I'm collecting those that look, I didn't want to wait forever to like put together the team. Like I figured, like by the time I actually even just get the two of them and like Archangel and Psylocke, like I'm looking at like 3 to 4 years, right? And I'm just like, nah, I don't. It's too much money to do, like, to invest in that, like in such a long game wait. So I was like, I can handle the I'm gonna just do Mafex 90s X-Men mostly, and like I'm sure other Wolverines that come out, like I'd probably pick them up too, but I'm gonna be a bit more selective just because they're so expensive, right? And like I do think that the Legends Wolverines are like pretty fantastic. Like I think the Legends teams nailed that Wolverine buck pretty good. I wish there was a bit more articulation in the elbows, like in range of motion, because like his he's got big biceps and stuff. So like
are you talking about the animated one?
I do like the animated one. I really hope they start reusing some parts from that blue and yellow retro carded, the new one that just came out. Like that Wolverine is tight. Like he's really, really nice. So yeah, I love those. So
yeah, the proportions on the Marvel Legends one is so good.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's one of their strongest, like, kind of base bodies. So it's like I don't even care that they keep reusing it because I think it's good. So I don't have any complaints. So
I have it laying in here too. Like I keep next to my computer here is the old Toy Biz brown
old
suit.
One.
Yeah,
that's one of the few Toy Biz figures that I actually don't mind. Like I think it's pretty good.
I still love the head sculpt on that thing.
Yeah,
too.
That's a great head sculpt. Yeah.
Trevor says he can't wait for a Mafex Nightcrawler. I love a Mafex Nightcrawler.
I would love that.
Yeah.
If they do a Mafex Nightcrawler Uncanny X-Force, I'll buy that.
Ooh. Hasbro needs to do a Nightcrawler on the new Daredevil body.
No,
that'd be good.
I just saw somebody do a Nightcrawler or just a base. I can't remember who it was. It's gonna annoy me that I don't remember, on a Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man body, and I was like, that's perfect. Because he's small, he's nimble, he can get into really good crouching poses.
That was my honorable mention. Was the Amazing not the Amazing Fantasy, but he was Spider-Man and Friends.
Yes,
I swapped out the feet for the Renew Your Vows feet.
And you have is there a custom head on that too? There is, right?
There is a custom head.
Yeah,
but he has a toe articulation. But like he gets into some better poses than the Mafex can. Like the Mafex has a hard time hitting that Marvel versus Capcom fighting stance.
I agree.
And this one nails it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I like it a lot. I don't know. It's this was a great year for Spider-Man. We got spoiled rotten.
Speaking about Marvel versus Capcom stuff, is so tempted to get the Jada Toys Street Fighter.
Oh, dude, I'm buying all of them, and Mega Man too. I'm buying all of them. No questions asked.
It's like I need more stuff to collect.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting for Mega Man. Like the thing is we've gotten so many good Mega Mans over the years, but we never get any Robot Masters. So I'm super stoked to get some Robot Masters finally. And like the ones I mean, it sucks because they've gone only Mega Man 1 characters so far, and of all of them, it's like the two that I would have picked first to get from that are the two that are missing. Like Gutsman's one of my favorite Robot Masters, and I'm wondering if they're going to step away from that just because he's a bit bigger, but. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they do them on the next wave, but they said that they might switch it up a bit, so maybe not.
A little internal debate goes on my head, like when I see like new really cool figures, like it's like the stepbrother's like, would you just become best friends? Yep. He's like, am I gonna start collecting Toy Street Fighters? Yep.
Okay, let's get to number 5. So Strand, I think is your number, do you have them in any specific order?
I don't. I pulled up the list that I sent you. Okay. Are you going to start
from
the top of my list or the bottom of my list?
Well, I did, if your honor, so why don't you just say what you're...
You can just throw whatever one up there. I've got them.
This is what I would assume would be your number 5 based on how you sent it to me, so...
Okay.
This one here.
Oh, sick. Okay. Yep. So I've got him sitting right next to me. And just by looking at him and looking at all the accessories that he came with, I threw him on my list because I knew that he'd make it there. And then I actually opened it today while I was just sitting on my couch waiting, to get started here. And I went to my phone and I'm like, hey, we got to add Toad to my top 5 list because he's incredible. And then I was like, oh, he's already on there. So,
yeah.
like, all the things that I said about it before, like, there's new technology to it. I think the legs are awesome. His little stout belly, upper body is awesome. Yes. I think obviously I dock points because I think these are Pizza Spidey arms probably still.
That's my only beef.
Yeah,
I was going to say the thing. That's my only beef with that figure is this Pizza Spidey arms.
But
especially because everything else is textured and has seam lines, and then it's like, here's these muscly arms. It's like, guys, you were so.
But
close.
Then, like messing around with the crotch joint.
Yeah,
I've never seen that on another figure, and so I don't know if that's something they're going to use more going forward.
The drop downs.
Yeah, and so maybe it's just more visible with this one, but like you can see all the hinges and everything on the inside there, and it makes it just that much more, I think, posable. Like in a believable crouching position like this, like even Spider-Man figures don't get like that. And like throwing in the little frogs with him and the different heads.
I like the frogs.
I can't remember. This is one that was like a higher price point, right? Like $30 or something.
Yeah, because it was on the special card.
Yeah,
right. And I've been pretty grumpy about that. This
are
year,
little frogs or little toads?
I mean that makes sense, but yeah, this guy I think is awesome. I would put him a little bit higher, but the fat toad is my preferred toad. And I don't know if you guys had seen the custom that I made of it. I figured immediately, as soon as I finished it, they were going to just release one that looked exactly like the one that I made. I call it getting Hasbro'd, and it happens to me every time I make a custom. And so I'm happy that it looks like this.
The problem is there's no corner of the universe that's safe. As soon as Morning Wolf started doing Generation X, I'm like, sweet, this will be great because you'll be able to keep it on the shelf. He literally finishes and they're like, here's some Generation X stuff.
Yeah, that chamber. No, the chamber's out there.
That's why I like making Ultraverse stuff. Marvel owns it.
Yeah, you're safe.
Marvel owns it, but they will never make them.
Yeah. Boxa Cannon said, don't G.I. Joes have drop hinges on the hips? Yes, they do. Yeah. There are some Legends that do too. Retro Spidey does. I think pretty much anything after Retro Spidey does. Yeah, the new Daredevil does.
Yeah.
I would love to see incorporate more stuff from G.I. Joe's articulation wise into Marvel Legends, especially on the females.
Me too. I would really like to see the next
on the acting.
My next thing I would like to see for Legends to update is the neck. I'd love to get that double ball jointed neck. Would be great.
Yeah.
Ooh, there is. Which one? What figure did I just open that has a neck like that? I think, does that new Alex Ross Iron Man have a neck like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Hawkeye has a neck like that too.
Yes, the new Disney Plus Hawkeye. Yeah, he does. That Disney Plus Hawkeye is fucking awesome. He's so nice. Okay, that's a great choice.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here.
Iron Man does have that, and it's wonderful.
Oops. What's that? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
See that? I would love to see that become kind of like the standard. Would be
ball joint on a disc hinge and a ball joint at the bottom of the neck. Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't get better flight mode.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that's the biggest issue with those. I usually find is they don't get that range, but with the double, it helps, right? So
absolutely.
You got to make him scanning the terrain below. That's how. That's the key, right? Head straight down.
Yeah, head straight down. That looks believable.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
What I like about that figure in particular, it looks like he's in the armor, right?
Yeah.
Like he's beefy.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
This and the Herald Thor was the standouts of that wave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice figure too. Anthony, your next figure or your number 5, I believe this is your number 5. If I'm wrong, then you can. Oops.
Yeah. Sure. Why not? Yeah, totally.
There you go.
So this is a great figure. I know it's a highly anticipated figure. The only downside for this one for me is the cell shading. I'm not a
you don't like that.
Cell shading is not really for me. So I did obviously remove all the cell shading so that it exists in my collection. and more harmonious with the rest of the items on my shelf. What I love about this is the fact that they gave us 2 heads, which is awesome because I did make a custom morph a little while back, so I was able to display both heads, which is great, evil and not evil. So that's really cool. Again, all the cool things about like the parts being keyed in, so like the little leg straps, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love the intensity of the blue with the contrast of the yellow, beautiful. The jacket is great. Both head sculpts are awesome. Overall, I know highly anticipated, beautiful figure, and I'm very happy to have gotten it.
Yeah, I don't like his giant open hand. Those like weird, like
The hands are
open,
big. Yeah, they
they're
are
humongous. They're
Yes,
crazy.
yes, actually.
That is one of the Vulcan hands.
Yes,
Yes,
they
it
are
is.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Vulcan hands are. That's the skin hand. Oh, I was wondering. I was staring at this when I was doing the review on Cyclops.
Yeah.
I mentioned like these are sculpted to be bare hands because you can see
Because
the
they
fingers.
have fingernails. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same
More
thing
was
with
the first
Daredevil.
use and the first sculpt to this.
That's that superhero spandex that like literally like
Really
vacuum seals to your body.
Mhm.
It looks like you can see a fingernail through it, right?
It's like, man, these are tight. I'd freaking have like an anxiety attack in those. Something like that.
Look, talking about that, I was talking about the Blue Marvel earlier. Wish he was on the Vulcan body.
Yeah, I agree. There's a few things that came out right around Vulcan, even in that wave. Like I remember when that Havoc, that more classic Havoc, I'm like, he should be on a Vulcan body. Like it would have been way better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, before we run away from Morph here, I should have put it on my list because I got the little VHS box and I just threw it on the floor in my office. And my son is 10 years old now, and he ran down and he picked it up and he just goes, Morph. And that's his favorite line from the cartoon. And so that's bonus points right there.
That's funny.
It's
796, what up, man?
great figure. It's a great figure, and I love the proportions of it. It's quite big, and now to think of it like in the collection amongst like the previous generation Cyclopses, kind of dwarfs Cyclops.
Yeah.
So you guys are convincing me to get this updated version.
Yeah, you're gonna have to update all your Bucky Cap stuff because it's all gonna be too small.
Oh, God.
They're gonna get you. They're
I
gonna
love
get
the
you.
new body, but it's already seeing they're going to be used. Hasbro has the issue right now of body choices. They put characters on too big a body or too small a body, and it drives my OCD nuts. It's like
Me too, big time.
So that's what's kept me from getting Morph. It's like he's so big.
He is big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is big. I do like him though. I agree. Like it was too hard for me to pass him down because I was like, I do think he's too big, but also like the head sculpts got me. I like both of them. I like Good Guy, and I did the same thing you did, Anthony. Like I took the bad guy head from this and put it on my old custom and put it next to Mr. Sinister in my villains display.
Yeah,
So
I did
Oh,
the
nice.
exact same thing.
great minds.
And I used the Deadpool body for my base, and the evil head on that Deadpool body fits so well. Like it's seamless. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy with both of them in my collection. They look awesome.
Yeah, I do agree. It's a nice figure. I do have some issues with it, but I did overall. I quite liked it, so I was happy with it. Yeah, sweet. That's a good choice. Rob, do you want to jump in on something or?
Gee, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what you guys have in your lists.
You can just throw at anything, even if we have duplicates. No big deal.
Okay,
talk about it again.
I guess when it like comes to figures that I like actively hunted for and stuff, but I know are not that different. It's got to be this guy. Was Ben Riley.
Oh yeah.
It was just.
Oh yeah.
I'm so used to like if we get one, you know, it comes so much later, like on the Spider-Man body, if at all, and like for him to be like this, you know, second, third, like pretty early on in the use of that new Spider-Man body, I thought was really cool. And the colors and stuff really pop really well. I really like the version of the head that they used. I prefer like this head to some of the other ones they throw on there.
Mm-hmm. Do you like which colorway do you like better with like do you like that old one from the Sandman wave better than I think it was Sandman, right? Like that was on the Pizza Spidey body. Do you like that blue better than the
I much prefer this one. I can't say exactly why. I guess it's just more vibrant.
Yes.
And it kind of, you know, especially in that time period, comic covers were, half the time they were like neon, actually neon. So like, having those like bold colors on him, I really appreciate.
Yeah, I like his colors a lot too. I prefer them brighter myself. There is a charm to that kind of like more grayish blue that they used before, but I think when it comes down to it, I prefer the brighter.
Just keep the other one as a Spider Carnage.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there you go.
That's what I got. What I got planned.
Those knee peg colors really pop on Ben Riley.
We don't see those.
That's just so they can tell us another one like 2 years from now.
Exactly. Exactly.
I always wish they could, like, when for Spider-Man and stuff, like use 2-color injected pegs. It's like they can do that. It's just they don't want to.
Yes, exactly.
And now they can just completely cover him up, right?
Yep.
They got the New Year vows Spotty. Spotty, so we all Spider-Mans again.
Yay!
And then
all right,
Matchu.
Matchu, number 5 for you.
Riley, Spider.
Oh, like Scarlet Spider?
Yeah, Scarlet Spider.
I want to, but I don't know. Like, I don't really love soft goods, so like, I really don't want a retro Spidey with a soft goods shirt, and I feel like they're gonna do that. But
I will be. I'll be livid.
I think they will. I think
they're gonna hardcore plastic prism that thing, and the hood's gonna be way up here.
I mean, I hope that they do that. But yeah.
Like, remember the hood from the Homemade's Homecoming
the
suit?
movie? Yep.
Dude, that thing was
like it's like a light bulb. Yep. It's just like huge. Yeah, it's crazy. Matthew, I hope this is the right one for you. So let's see here. Do you have them right with you? Because if you do, I'll throw the screen on you again. There we go.
Wow. I have it right here.
How come I keep skidding only you? It's Jared again. Woo!
Hey, everybody.
There you go.
I think you might need to move the boxes around. Is that how it works?
Oh, maybe. Oh, yes, I think you're right. Let's see if that works here. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it on you for now, so. And then I'll pack it. There you go.
Yeah, I recently picked this up at a store called Chubsy Wubsies in Jersey.
You guys had them on as a guest 2 weeks ago, right? That was your last guest.
Last week.
Yeah. Yes, last week.
I'm a huge fan of Amazing Yamaguchi. The way everything moves, and they've gotten better with their joints of hiding things, except for the knees. The way they all got the knees.
Weird. Yeah,
and the soft goods on the cape, which I do agree with you. Like, I don't like everything soft goods because sometimes you don't get the detail. It doesn't translate to 1/12 scale as good.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
But like a cape, yes, that should be. Yeah, I feel like
capes where I let it slide usually. So
yeah. So this came with
I love wired capes. So it's like
me too.
So this came with a bunch of faces, different hands. That just
did he come with any power effects or anything like laser eyes or anything like
that? No, that's another thing. It's like they're lacking on laser eyes on all these figures lately, huh?
Yeah, really. What's up with that?
He does have like one of the faces. He has his eyes lighting up.
Oh, okay.
So there's just no blast coming out of it. That's the only thing.
Jordan from Canada says, "I usually like my Superman with underwear on the outside, but man, this is pretty." That's great. Yeah, I gotta say, I used to collect Amazing Yamaguchi stuff, and I like dreaded redoing that shelf because like I don't get me wrong, like when they hit that pose, there's nothing like it. Like they hit the most dynamic posing, and like you can put them in like everything. If you see it in a comic book, like most of them can do it, even if it's like technically impossible.
The only problem with that is
figures can.
It takes up so much shelf space.
Yes.
When you have it in a pose like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like I have the Iron Spidey up there.
Yeah, that's a great one.
He takes up the spot of like three figures can go up there, but I have to take them out because I want it up there.
Yeah, because you want the arms to be like dynamic because because they can be, right? So yeah. I sold all my Yamaguchi stuff. They were part of the first binge that I ever did, and I just the biggest reason why was I kept Deadpool and Wolverine for my Wolverine Deadpool shelf, but my biggest issue with them was like I would actually physically get frustrated when trying to pose them. Like I just
Like
I could spend an hour. Like I would just like I would spend an hour trying to hit the pose I was looking for, and like it just I struggled with it big time. So I do think they're cool, and I agree they've come a long way at getting better at hiding those joints and the joint system. But yeah, they're expensive, and yeah, they're frustrating for me to play with. But there's some that's like the first one I stopped on was Cable, and I was like, oh god, that Cable looks so freaking good. But
I have that Cable.
Yeah.
I was also waiting on Black Panther to come out because it's supposed to come out this month.
That was another one that tempted me. I was like, oh man, look at that thing.
And
it's like a nice mix of comic and movie too, right? It's really cool.
With the textured suit.
Yeah, totally.
Which they're getting really good at. Like I noticed that on Cable because like he has like the texture on his suit, and it was a big selling point for the Spider-Man that they announced for pre-order.
Yes,
because it also has a textured suit, but it's not.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not a classic suit, but you know what? It looks. There was like a couple poses that I saw. I'm like, I gotta get it because just the way it hit those poses.
Strand, did you see that? What we're talking about? That amazing Yamaguchi Alex? I think it is Alex Ross. It's from isn't it Alex Ross? What's that Spider-Man that you like that has like the electric kind of?
No.
Yeah. So amazing Yamaguchi's doing one, and it looks
all new, all
and it looks
one?
good too. Yeah, all new, all different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
It looks it's really good. It's coming out next year.
You're kidding me.
Neil
I love the suit probably more than anyone in existence.
Yeah, you do love that suit, weirdo. It's all right. It's fine. Neil says, imagine getting your ass handed to you and you look up and just see red undies. Rough.
One of my favorite costumes for Superman was very short-lived in the comics was the Reborn suit.
I don't know that because I don't really know Superman that well, so
it was done before they brought Bendis in and destroyed the book.
Okay, fair enough. I remember like when he turned blue. Remember when he had like that lightning suit and it was like blue and white?
Yeah. Well, and it was also a red one because he was two different people, wasn't he?
Oh, I do remember the red one too. Yeah, but I didn't know they were two different people. But
he got split in two. Like the red one was more harsh and more easy to anger.
That's funny. Jared, you're number 5.
Yep. Another thing I forgot to mention I collect, I believe. But
oh God.
I picked Bronx for 2 reasons. Bronx is awesome. Plus, he comes with an accessory that makes Goliath even better.
I agree 100%. Yeah, he's great. He didn't make my top 5, but he is in my top 10. I freaking love Bronx. He's so fun.
I have Hudson on the way here too. So
nice. I'm waiting for them just to like unload on us, right? Because it'll be like Hudson, and then we'll get who else we got? We got Brooklyn and Broadway, I think, are all coming or scheduled to be coming soon, I think, right? So
I think the human form of was it Xanatos?
Oh yes, yeah.
He's going to come with folded down wings for Demona.
Demona, yeah. I need to keep this. I need to keep myself in check with this collection. I need to not get crazy because, like, the thing is like I see stuff and I'm like, I know. I'll buy all the main line. That's what I just said. I said I'll buy the main team. I'll buy.
I said the same thing until I start seeing all those those robot gargoyles.
I know. What's the one that they showed in this one? I actually have that new toy magazine that's floating around. It was on the front cover. This guy. I can't remember his name though.
Oh yeah.
Coldstone?
Coldstone, yeah.
And I saw that and I'm like, shit, I might need to get that. But then I'm like, nope, no. You have to just stay with the team. Just stick with the gargoyles or you're going to get out of control.
Plus, they're going to have Xanatos in his armor too.
I know. I did allow myself for Eliza and Xanatos, one form of Xanatos. So, but yeah, we'll see if I stick to that. But
did they solicit Eliza yet or no?
Not yet. No, okay. Not yet. But we'll get it. I'm sure we'll get it.
You'll probably come with a set of wings for somebody too.
Yes. Yeah. I think they pretty much said any of the human characters or smaller characters are going to get extras for the others. So I can imagine like when we get Lexington, we'll probably get folded down wings for somebody else too. Right. So. Astonishing. keep forget
But,
keep your check nonsense.
I am glad this is modern NECA and not old NECA.
Me too.
Yeah, the old NECA, they were fragile.
Yeah, the joints, yes, they were. They've come a long way though.
Yeah, they started listening to the fans and quit painting the joints.
It's great. It's about time because it took them forever to do that. So
we saw it quickly too. Like the first wave of Defenders of the Earth figures.
Yeah.
Joints,
I heard about those. And they had some pretty brittle plastic in some of the elbows, right? Was that an issue with those as well?
I didn't have any
elbows
issues.
Were breaking.
I didn't have any issues like that, but of course, I don't force things if they're stuck.
Yeah, fair enough.
If I feel anything resistance, especially in NECA, the older NECA figures, I'm for the blow dryer, hot water.
Yeah, my rule of thumb with all NECA, even to this day, is before I start playing with them, I throw them in the bath. I fill the bathtub with water and I just toss them in. So,
and
are you in the bathtub also with them? Or?
Generally speaking, yes, I am. Yes, it's playtime. Spend a lot of time with those turtles.
Of course, I've been having stuck joint issues with Marvel Legends a lot here lately. My Cyclops.
Me too. Same with me. Yeah. Same with the double jointed. Yeah, same here.
The lower legs on Cyclops, I thought they were seized.
Yeah, I had that issue with my Spinneret. Actually, her elbows. One of her elbows was like real bad. So
the new Moonstone, I got two of them. Both on the. The ankles were frozen.
Yeah, my ankles don't move.
I heated them up and I put some that plastic safe synthetic lubricant into the ankle joints. Now they'll move fine now.
That's good.
Even after heating them though, they were still hard to move.
Yeah,
I think there's like a ton of detents in her ankle joints. It feels like.
So the tolerances is really a lot tighter too than on the previous. They must have tweaked the mold or something.
Yeah.
Once I got
all right, guys, I'm gonna keep moving only because we're only on 5 and we only have like 50 minutes left. So. This is why I didn't want to do 10 because I knew that we'd be here till tomorrow morning. So, okay, so my number 5 is a Marvel Legend as well. It is this Spiral figure. Yeah, I know that this is on a couple other people's list, and I don't know if you guys want to just speak up to it while we're here, just so we can move through things a bit quicker. But this Spiral figure is just fucking beautiful. I literally have minimal attachment to the character, but she's so well done from top to bottom. Double jointed limbs, all of the limbs are double jointed. She's got brand new hands as well because she's only got 3 fingers, and all of them have up and down hinge instead of in and out hinge, which I appreciate for a sword wielding character. New sculpt. I like that she has ankle rotation and pivot, which is really nice.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, it's nice. And man, she looks good. Like, I have her balancing in my display on one foot. So like,
I am glad I don't have her yet, or I've been a hard time trying to work her into my list.
Yeah, man. She's honestly she's super impressive. This is the kind of stuff that I want to put on the table when people start shitting on Hasbro.
I sold my old one for quite a bit.
Yeah, good. Take advantage of it while you can, because
I was glad to sell it while it was still high, but I feel bad for the guy who ended up on it. And then now this one comes out, it's like when I sold Puck for $150.
Damn, that's crazy. So this is my number 5 of the year. This Spiral figure, I'm a big fan. So
that wave is now appearing in Canada, right? Like it's not. I don't think it's here stateside yet.
Yeah, we're getting lucky in Canada. This is out in droves right now. GameStop was first. Actually, the first figure I got from this wave was Spiral. I ordered an extra one on Walmart.ca out of all places, and it showed up before anybody else. So I had a Spiral like a week before most people did here. And then
was the HasCon figures before?
Yep. We had like that Retro Venom. We had that Retro Venom like 4 months before you guys did. So because they showed up at GameStop like way early, and then they pulled them back. But yeah, we had them like as soon as they were announced. We had them pretty much. So
Zartans and other G.I. stuff too.
Yep. So, Strand. Let me get to yours here.
All right, sounds good. I think I know the next one on the list, and so I'll bust
this is yours
out while you're looking for the pictures.
I'm glad you did that.
And so I've got this guy here, which I think is like the first. I think this is the first Marvel Legend I bought after they switched over to Hasbro. I remember I moved over here, started teaching, and I bought this. And God, I think maybe Bucky Cap was in that wave, and Steve Rogers in his powered down suit. So this is a costume, a run, a toy that is near and dear. And now this year they made kind of an updated version of it that is just better in every possible way. And so I was talking to Craig a little bit earlier about how much I love this figure, and he just talked absolute shit about it. But like, this is one of the things you said that Spiral is somebody that you trot out like when people shit on Hasbro, but like this is a figure that I think is incredible as well, right? Is that it came with the BAF piece, but it had tons of accessories. It's huge. It's all new detail.
Yeah, the new's nice.
And so like this look I think is cool. I'm in 2016 in my comic reading, and so I don't know why he looks like this, and I don't know what the context of it is, but no, I think this is incredible. So this is my number 4 for all sorts of different reasons. Nostalgia being a major one of them. So good on you, Hasbro.
It's great.
Yeah,
what's that?
I want to get an extra one because it's a great figure.
Oh, for sure.
I want to do the arm swap too. I got a Ragnarok on the clearance and do the bare arms.
I saw somebody else do that as well. They pulled the arms off.
That's his modern look, current look in the comics too. He's got that suit, bare arms, and he's wearing a helmet again.
Oh, nice, nice.
A different style helmet. It's more like the one you just pulled, Return to Marvel Legends helmet.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know much Thor in the comics, but I like that look. It does look cool. And to be honest with you, the thing that sells me on that the most is I love those crows. They're so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
technically, I think they're ravens, Matt, but
whatever.
I'll let it slide this time.
Craig says, I don't know anything about the figure. I just think the costume is naff. And the story he wore that in was naff, and that you're naff and your mom's naff.
I don't know what naff means, but it's probably pretty accurate.
Probably me. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I had like no attachment to that version of the character at all, but I did pick up that figure. It was on sale somewhere for like $11, and I was like, well, I want the Build-A-Figure for this wave. In hand, that thing, it really impressed me. Like I was shocked to see how much of it was original, all the accessories. I will say the one thing that I think is a drawback, especially looking at the package, is like his hairline is like way back, like my hairline, but like he's Thor. Like you could see it should start down like a lot lower. But other than that, he looks amazing.
That's why he usually wears the helmet.
Yeah. He always wants to hide it. He's ashamed of it. It's sensitive.
Helmet, Chicago Bulls hat. We all do.
We all have our helmet, right, John?
Yeah.
I still got on that. It's a mess.
Oh, you're safe. You're good. Anthony, you're next up, and your number 4 was, I think this. Is this right?
Yeah. So I will speak to the Spiral as well because she was on my list too. So just to kind of, just for time's sake, I love that Spiral as well. She was like number 2 on my list. For all the same reasons, Matchu, that obviously kind of you listed. She's beautiful. All the new parts. The face sculpt is gorgeous.
Oh, the face is great.
It's something that I would want to make myself, but don't have the resources to be able to do it. So I'm glad that Hasbro gave something that was so definitive. And I actually have the whole wave already as well. So I haven't opened her yet, but I'm excited to, and I'm gonna obviously put her beside Mojo. So super excited to have her. Mojo
she's awesome.
She's beautiful, and that face is absolutely gorgeous. So, and I'm liking. It's kind of a hit or miss with these female faces recently, but she's a good one.
I feel like they've been doing better with them. I feel like they're getting prettier.
But... Well, I mean, that Emma Frost that's coming out, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bit dodgy. Yeah.
And
I'm not saying they're all hit home runs, but there's definitely like those new Electra ones.
That goes out for a smoke break every 15 minutes.
Yeah. I like those new Electra heads from that 3-pack. They're fucking beautiful.
I picked that up as well. Both those heads are beautiful, and the hair sculpt is great too on that. Like,
so nice.
Hair is awesome. But the Mojo, yeah, the Mojo is obviously, I mean, also like highly sought after. I had the original Toy Biz Build-A-Figure, which is still a really great figure. You know, had him in my collection until this came out. This is awesome. All the components are awesome. The likeness is amazing. It's big. It's freaking like huge. When I huge. I'm like, this guy's massive. And I love the paint app. I actually got the box set, so the Mojo box set. So the paint app obviously is a little bit more detailed than the standalone release. And I'm glad I went that route. He's awesome. He's great. I love him, and he looks greit with long shot. Yeah. And I got both versions of Longshot. I also got like the
retro
too. For no reason. I don't know why I got him. I mean, he comes with a bag, I guess.
I wanted an extra one because I think the base body's cool, and I'm like, maybe I can use this for something.
You use the extra Longshot head to make you a MacGyver.
You know what I'm doing with the extra one is I'm going to. I have the. I actually have them right here because they're kind of on my to-do list. I have the X-Man with the flare. And I'm going to put it onto the extra one. I might even try to do the magnet thing like I did when I made Strand a long shot a while ago.
And we buy long shot because we love long shot. That's why.
I like long shot.
The I don't know if the head is the same in the classic one, but it looks identical to Sting from the Police.
Like it totally does.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but yeah, it's a great one. I love this Mojo too. It's funny what you said about the size is like I was adding him into my display and just swapping him out with the old one, and I was like, I can't just swap him. Like I literally have to reorganize this. He's
so much bigger.
Yeah.
Big boy. I sold the old one so long ago because it's so out of scale.
It is out of scale. But you know what I'm using? I'm going to use his little mechanical legs and put my my master mold head on it.
Yeah. I've seen that done, and I'm totally going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's genius.
Yep. Yeah. Rob, you want to jump in with another pick of yours, or?
Yeah, sure. I would say probably this guy right here would be my next up. I mean, I think probably like a lot of folks, this was kind of the color scheme I wanted for that first like hyper detailed like Alex Ross Captain America. I was not like a huge fan of the head on there, even though it was like kind of accurate to the source material. But yeah, this is, I mean, I want like comic book red and blue, like just popping. And yeah, really, all the accessories he came with were great. I eventually want to pick one up just for like nostalgia's sake. That's still on the card
in the package,
because that presentation was like amazing, obviously. But yeah, he's a great figure. I will say the one thing that's weird about him is this coloration that they did on like the stomach piece.
Oh yeah, they did like the shading kind of, right?
Yeah, it's like almost self-dated. It's odd.
It is odd. I agree.
One thing I wish they would have done with those 20th anniversary ones, they do like the slide out back card where you can actually put them back in easy.
That would have been nice.
Do collector friendly packaging. It's like,
yeah,
I noticed it with the Sarge, the Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep,
comes with a little minifigure that's like that. You can actually slide the back of the card out, pop the little minifigure out, put it back in. It's cool. Like the little minifigure is collector friendly packaging, but the Sergeant Slaughter is not.
Of course. Of course. Matchu, I think that I've got your right one. Next one is, this is what I have for you. Let's see. Am I right?
Yes.
All right.
So the pink skulls were my next, was number 4, right?
Yep, number 4.
Yeah, the accessories that come with this is really good. I didn't really like the drum set, but I had like a little 1/12 drum set that I could just give them instead. I actually like this better than the original release. I don't know if you guys have the original release of the pink skull.
I think you're the only one here who's collecting Mezco. I might be wrong, but I think you are.
I mean, like, I did mention that like soft goods, they don't normally transition well into 1/12, but they, out of all the companies that do it, I think Mezco is more known for what they do.
Yeah. I think this is the only place where I think soft goods really work for me personally. I can't do like superheroes. Like I can't do Spider-Man. I can't do
right.
You know what I mean? But I just like I love that. Yeah, exactly. I always see dudes in feety pajamas when I see that stuff. So it's not for me. But this is where it's like it works. Like I do the only mezcos I have are Ghostbusters, and like it works because they're meant to look like guys in baggy ass jumpsuits. So
right.
Neil, these are part of some, I think they're called Rumble Society. Is that right, Matchu?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like Mezco's like own intellectual property. It's like their own. Yeah, it's like their own brand or whatever of like characters they have. And these guys are like, I actually don't really know the story, but this is a re-release. These are like super highly sought after, the originals. And then they just re-released these. Remember when you did something crazy, Matchu, and you donated one of these sets to the Toy Amigos?
Yeah, I was on their show and I had an extra one that I was gonna just sell. But like I was on their stream and I was just like, you know what? You guys are having a contest. Let's up the ante on the prizes.
I don't think they ever had more entries than that month because everybody wanted to win those.
I think this was like their second or third contest, and I was like,
yeah, I think so.
Let's see who comes out of the woodwork. Like people like Jason B. Michael. There's so many people who entered.
There was a lot of evil. It was great. Yeah, I think these figures look really, really cool. I was a little bit tempted. I'm saved by the fact that I don't have space to start new collections. But yeah, the accessories are what got me. Like, I love all the shoes and like the boots. I like the leather jackets. I love all the hands. Like, what they get, like 30 different hands or something like that. It's crazy.
It's a crazy amount of hands.
So crazy.
They come with funny cigarettes, lit and not lit. What else?
I'm also a sucker for hot pink too. So.
Yeah, I like this shade of pink because the other one was a little more dull, but this.
Was it?
The other one's like a duller pink. This one I like this one better, and the mouth, the jaws are they're articulated. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I also like that the three skulls have that animated face, so like they're all like a little bit different.
Yeah, I like that too. They're just very toyetic. They just look like fun toys to play with, and yeah. And the accessories that they come with just don't they come with like cases of beer and shit too?
Yeah, they come with beer. I mean, like I have a bunch of like accessories because like when I do like toy photography, I have like, little bottles and stuff like that. But all that stuff comes in very handy.
Yeah, totally. Especially if you want to get some drunk punks going on here and just like beer bottles everywhere and just.
And because they're also like more fully clothed, you could also just pop off a head and put like you could swap it out for a Legends head and have like people in the background in your shots.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I get that for sure. Great choice. I love to see a little bit of diversity. You and Collector Express are our diversity in this. Most of us are Legends based, and then you guys bring the fire with all the unique stuff.
I don't normally like Legends was not something that I really collected that much. But like in the last 2 years, it's like the biggest part of my collection because they just keep pumping stuff
they pump them out. Yeah, man. It's just nonstop, right? They never freaking stop ever.
I was more of an import collector before.
Yeah. I like imports, but I have to be more particular about them. So yeah. Speaking of imports. Segue. Whoop, whoop. Look at this. I only know this is going to work because every time I press it, you're on the screen. So I'm just going to do it.
It works. I put the Mafex or Mafex, or how you want to pronounce that, Nightfall Jean Paul Valley Batman.
That's
cool. Love the design of this costume.
That is Azrael, right? As Batman?
Azrael, yep.
That's awesome, dude.
This is just a gorgeous piece.
Yeah, I like that.
Harlan did this, but he got the colors all wrong.
I saw that.
Baby blue and really light gray. Everybody buys that one. I've never seen it in the store, so it's a Walmart exclusive, so I'll never see it.
Yep. You never see it.
But the people that mine it, though, they do the repaint to look like this. But
yeah, that looks sharp. I like the different blues and I like how you get metallic blue and then you get kind of like a softer metallic gold and yellow and
and the articulation on a Mafex is just insane. So It's like almost on par with Amazing Yamaguchi.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
quite, but it's there.
You guys come with claw hands too, right?
He comes with several sets of hands. That we try not to dump them out.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
He's got three more
there you go.
hands to go with it, and they're claw hands too.
And then he has an unmasked head too. How's the cape? Cape's pretty good.
The cape is good.
Yeah, it looks good.
The
Eh?
wired cape, and it holds the poses
great.
really well.
Yeah, that does. That's really nice.
It's got wires here, 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 and on the sides, so you can get lots of nice.
That's cool.
Movement.
They've gotten better with that too. I think their first Batman they did only had a wire on the sides or something, right? Or on the bottom. I can't remember, but it definitely wasn't as wired as those ones.
I haven't really got into like Mafex too much because they're expensive.
Yeah.
Plus it's not I never got into Hush. Like everybody liked the Hush Batman and never read that storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Hush one is awesome.
Yeah, the Hush one's nice. That even almost got me.
Hush, the Poison Ivy is so tempting.
Oh. Right when I was finishing my Poison Ivy for Secret Santa, that got revealed, and I was like, shit.
This one may have gotten bumped out if it came out. I've seen it's starting to hit in Japan already. The Cyborg.
The Cyborg? Yeah. Cyborg looks really, really good.
And
they revealed the Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
With Mafex, they've dropped the stupid WB gun ban.
Oh, they did?
It's like Cyborg's got his gun arm.
Oh, cool.
That's one reason. Like I was a little disappointed with the the regeneration suit Superman, which I got him, but he didn't have his.
He didn't come with his guns,
and he didn't have his guns.
Yeah,
but he's got the rocket boots. He gets the rocket boots and the guns from the same LexCorp soldier.
But it's just because it's guns. Can't have it.
Guns. He couldn't have them.
Can't have it. Nope. All right, let's see here. My number 4, was it number 4? Yeah. My number 4 is also a Mafex. It is this black suit Spider-Man. I just love this thing, man. Like, I love the I do think it's time for the Mafex Spidey to get the body to get a little overhaul. Like, I do think some of the articulation and the poses are hard to hit. Yeah. But this guy's great. He's got the blue soles on his feet, which I love. The symbiote logo is sculpted in, which I also love. And like there's this insanely subtle blue hint over the black just on certain parts that like in person it pop. You can see it a bit in this picture here, but like in person, like it pops like crazy. Like it just looks so good. And then like I was very mindful to put him in a pose where you could see the soles of his feet, because I also think that like bright ass blue just like catches your eye like crazy, and then it really complements the blue highlights on the all black suit. So yeah, I mean I think Mafex Spideys are always awesome, but yeah, I think this one actually beats my classic first Mafex Spidey I ever had. I think this is probably my favorite Mafex Spider-Man so far. So it's just really nice.
The newer ones have a better body than the first one that was released. Are you talking about what is it, 75 or something like that?
Yeah. The first one that they just recolored right now, right? So is that new recolor the same body as the original one, or have they updated it?
They've updated it. It's more like that, like that body.
Oh, good. That's good.
And that comes with like a beautiful like unmasked head too, right?
Yes, and it has like the symbiote slime like going up the neck. It has like a swappable neck as well, so you can have like the glue kind of going up the. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That's nice when they do the swappable necks for stuff like that.
I agree. Yeah,
I agree. When they do an Iron Man, give them a bare neck.
Yep, I think they did do that with the Mafex. I know like the Endgame one, like the MCU one did. So, which is nice as well. That didn't hit my top 5, but it's in my top 10. But yeah,
blue black just looks so nice too.
Yeah, I love the black.
A friend of mine that does my custom art capes for me.
Yep,
he sent me his symbiote Spider-Man on the retro carded body. He's want me to do airbrushing highlights, blue highlights.
Oh, nice.
That little addition of the blue just really elevates the figure, right? That blue.
I agree.
Yeah.
It just brings it to it just takes it from being just like black plastic to like, something more, right?
It has that dimension too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's very striking. John, yours is out of order for me. So you just pick the next one and I'll fix it on this, whatever it is.
All right. So I think this year for Hasbro, it was either pick customs that I've abandoned or pick just like my favorite characters of all time. And so this is my my next one, which I started a Gore and like totally redid the legs so that he had like, I don't know, whatever you call those, like backwards legs that like demons have. And I got to a point where I was like, I can't figure this out. And so I was like, okay, I'll just wait till they release one. And then when he was announced for God, what is that even called? Love and Thunder. I was like, oh, they're gonna release just an MCU version and then never touch the comic version. And so luckily I didn't have to wait very long. But again, I was talking to Matt about how this would be like the definitive one of the best figures ever made, but they're just deciding to, you know, pick and choose when they do the pinless. But other than that, I think coming with the sword arm, coming with the hooded and then the non-hooded with the tentacles, I think I couldn't really ask for really anything more from a Gore figure. And so this, very, very, very happy with that. Yeah, so that's number 3 on the list for me.
I was surprised. He feels hefty in the hand too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like this figure a lot, and I have 0 attachment. I just thought he looked cool. I literally bought him based on a couple of the promo shots. I was like,
and I was surprised he's got a new torso too, doesn't he?
He has what? Sorry,
a new torso.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's surprising to me how many new parts are there. Really, it's just the arms and legs that are reused, but like the feet are new, the hands are new, the heads are new, the torso's new, the cape's new.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hope they retire the original Grim Reaper torso because it chews up the shoulders.
I hate the Grim Reaper torso, but the limbs work for this, so it's good. It's fine. But yeah, I really like how this guy looked, and I have to say his paint job on both of the faces are like some of Hasbro's best. I think like they're really, really nice.
Yeah, this is sweet, man.
Yeah, it's really, really sharp. Looks good. Very bold.
It's hard to decide which one you want to
I know.
pose it with, you know?
I ended up doing the hooded one because I thought it looked cooler, but
that's the one that I go with too.
But I do like both. It was hard to make a decision. So
what kills me is like they can do those beautiful digital face printings like on that one and like the Moonstone and a few others. You see that like you got beautiful digital face prints.
Yeah.
And you get some, it looks like garbage. Like it's like the Human and Fly and the new retro card lizard Scorpion. You like dot matrix all over.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the thing I don't like about those painted faces, the printed faces, is like it's something about the lips, like the color there. Like now they're painting the lips, and like they really stand out. Yeah.
They even like put dot matrix on the teeth, like I did like a Kit Bash Sabretooth using the
from the Bone Breaker wave.
Somebody, one of my friends pointed it out. It's like, look at his teeth, and it's like it's got that dot matrix all over his teeth. It's like, ooh.
It's weird because it shows up so much in pictures, eh? Like you don't notice it to the naked eye unless you really get in there, but like in pictures, I find they really show up.
Scorpion is horrible.
Yeah, I don't love it personally. Okay, let's keep this going because we're getting close here. Anthony, number 3 is, I think this is right. Is this right?
Yeah. I have no attachment to this character whatsoever. I've got nothing with him in it in the comic books. I just love the design. I think when I was on your show last, you were like, what's your like anticipated kind of release? I was kind of like, I want this speedball. I don't know why. I just love it. I think that the head sculpt is so unique and the hair is so cool, right? Like it's just really neat. And I love just again the graphic nature of the body, this blue against like this yellow tan color with the circular motif. It's just a really cool design. Like I had like the affinity for like the original like Marvel Masterpiece like Skybox card set, which this character, and I love all that artwork, and I have all those card sets, so I'm kind of like attached visually in that way. But from a character standpoint, I know nothing about him other than his New Warriors, and I'm building out that line. But I just love the design. I think it's simple. He came with nothing in the box, but I just love the design.
I think that's probably most people's thing with this was like he came with nothing. It's like
Nothing
if you could have come with an effect or some alternate
They've
hands.
used that power effect a million billion times, and the one character you're like, this is appropriate with, they did not put it in.
Yep.
They're like, okay, we heard you. You don't want any more. You're like, just wait for one more.
Yeah, they're gonna make you ask for it now. And now every character.
It's
got bubbles.
It's got bubbles. Yeah. Yeah. See? Oh, you. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta like Hasbro.
I just layer them and just like get the effect.
So Can of Beams did a really cool power effect for them that kind of wraps around them with tension, and it's awesome. I bought one, and it's really, really nice. So
I need to get that.
Oh, Prime's in the house. What up, Prime? How's it going, man?
Now this one also puts me in hopes. Maybe one day we will go to Vector. So he's got that crazy paint job. They would do it.
I don't know who Vector is. Who's Vector?
The leader of the UFOs, like the evil Fantastic Four type group.
I think I know what. Oh, I think I know what. I know it if I saw it, but it's not.
Oh my god!
Even Pulse Matter. It's like his costume is crazy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I'm happy that they're filling out the new Warriors because I do like the new Warriors, and Speedball's cool because Speedball's the one that kind of starts Civil War actually in the comics.
Oh yeah.
So so he's kind of.
And if we get a Speedball, then the next step is we get a Penance.
Yes.
That's what you think. And
then they're filling out Thunderbolts pretty well.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I think at this point there is nothing that is safe and off the table. At all, man. Like when you see the stuff that they're picking, there's no safe Marvel picks at this point. Like anything could go. Anything.
Too much. I'm like, but leave me some space to make something. You know what I mean?
Nope. Can't happen. So. All right, Rob, do you want to throw in something on your end there, or what?
Sure. My next one it goes along those same lines, but it was just like I did not think this was ever going to be a legend. Was Maggot?
Yeah, great choice.
And it's like not only did they do him, they did him really well. Like there's all this like great sculpted detail, this really expressive face. I mean, his maggots and everything. I know when this wave like was first announced, a lot of people were like really shitting on it, and like I was like, this is my shit. This is like a bunch of like weird X-Men stuff. Like, give me more of this.
Yep, same with me.
Yeah, so I still like I see him and I just smile because it's great. It's like the idea of him actually being an official figure in 2022 is insane.
Yeah, man. I agree. I remember reading when he first got introduced. That's when I was still reading comics when he first got introduced in the comics. So that's pretty
excellent cool. Reuse of the modern Hercules.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I like those new arms though, with the sculpted on like jacket cuffs or whatever. They're pretty nice.
And a new jacket.
And a new jacket. I know. Finally. Long enough.
The Punisher jacket they gave us so many years. Or it was actually Ultimate Nick Fury, I think. Originally.
Craig's agreeing with you about Maggot. Prime says Matchu Toy. So sorry for putting up with Mario. My apology toaster will be in the mail.
I'll be waiting for that.
That's great. Matchu, you are up next, and your next one is this guy, I think.
Yes, the Mafex Spider-Man that we were just talking about before.
Yes. So this is the new one. This is the new recolor.
Yes, this is my favorite color scheme of Spider. I showed before. I had the other one. Oh, right here. This just looks like the one from Marvel versus Capcom, and what I'm used to seeing from the comics. You know, growing up.
I'm gonna try to do this really quick and see if I can figure out how to. No,
there we go. Wait.
No, but you're not next to it. I want you to be next to it. Can I just move you onto here?
Do you want me to get my figure?
No, it's okay. I was just trying to figure it out, but it's good. It works. This works. I'm not used to so many windows.
So on this figure, I did change the hands because I feel like we've had this conversation about like they just need to update Mafex needs to update their articulation. I feel like the hands are too small. The
Me
feet
too.
can be a little too small too. But like I'm using the Mafex Peter B. Parker hands because they're a little more expressive and a little longer.
Oh, yeah, good call. Good call.
And the wall crawling hands, they have like it's kind of like pressing. It's not just like out like this. It's pressing against.
Yeah, you can see like the fingertips bending or whatever, right?
Right. So I was hoping that like you could see that on the shot.
Oh,
like
that's a good call. Let's see if we do this. Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Look at that. Thanks, Jordan.
So this is my pick. It didn't quite come in first. There's another figure that did, but like you'll see.
You'll see.
I almost I mentioned it to you before. My top 5 was almost all Spider-Man.
Yes. You originally he was like, I think I'm gonna do all Spider-Man for my top 5. I was like, whatever you want.
But I'm gonna put the Peter B head on each one.
On all of them, that's right. That's awesome. All right, Collector Express. Let me move you back to the top here, and then we'll do this. Okay, so I think this is your next one. Let's see if I'm right.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
The G.I. Joe Classified Serpentor.
Ooh, nice.
Beautiful piece, and the chariot was a cherry on top.
Yeah, that chariot's nice,
and just such a great figure. All the sculpted detail on this thing. These comes with 2 hoods too, like Cobra hoods. This one's the one where he can't move his head. The other one's like what allows him to move his neck.
Does it like plug into the back? Is that why it doesn't move, or does it like stop because of the
it's
design?
Plugged in. It's fixed. Oh, get on the camera here. It plugs in down here for a nice clean look. But it has an interchangeable one where you can. It's on the head, so you can actually
so it can move.
Yeah, a little more dynamic, like the one where Lee's looking up in that picture there.
Neil, gotta love those coil tail titties.
The only thing that would make this better if the cape was wired.
Yeah. I do think that I am even okay with a draping like soft cap, like a soft goods cape, but it is always preferred to have
even the cape has scales on it.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
That's crazy. I don't think I've seen that.
I wonder if my buddy does my custom capes. I could send this to him. I don't know if he could like
wire it. That would be cool.
So the dynamic capes are cool. I like the drape. It does look good.
Yeah.
But be able to like have it like blowing,
especially on his chariot. It would be cool to have it like blowing.
Yeah, it's like
or something, right?
Yeah.
That would be really cool. So,
on my bender because apparently like it's been like the colors been
the dye.
The bleeding onto the shoulders.
Right. Yeah, I actually bought a Macho Man in his NWO gear for like the WWE Ultimate figures, and his has that issue too, where it's like where his shirt was in the package. I took it off, and it's got a big like black blotch on it.
Oh man!
So,
2-tone golds is really nice.
Yeah, that is nice. It's nice to see some paint on those.
The drop down hips too is like.
I saw your thing work. Said very excited for Serpentor. Unfortunately, Pulse UK have pushed his UK release to May, which is outrageous. It's going to be hard to maintain enthusiasm in the face of that. Hate the Pulse service. That's too bad. If you want, man, I know they're showing up in Canada. Hit me up, and if I can go look for you if you want, I can find one. I'm sure I have, and with my group of friends, we could probably find something for you. So if you don't want to wait, hit me up. I'll see if I can find something. All right, where are we at here? I finished that one. This is mine. All right, so this is my number. What is this? 3? Number 3.
Ooh,
man, this beat out Renew Your Vow Spider-Man for me. Even though I never thought I needed like hinge toes, but like once I had them, I was like, oh yeah, it's nice. But I just love this fit. I love this base body. I like that it's like a little bit smaller. It's like not as muscly. It like looks more convincingly like a teenager. I love it. I actually have been waiting for these to go on sale, and they did on Amazon, so I could pick up a few because I want to make a original X-Men like the OG 5 on this base body. So I bought one for Cyclops, Angel, and Iceman, and then I have like an old Beast from the old 5-pack, which I'll kit bash with something else probably to make that one, and then Jean I'll figure out eventually. But yeah, But yeah, this figure is amazing. And again, like it even one ups us with the hand options. Usually you get, we should always get, we don't always get, but we should always get the splayed out wall crawling hands, the fists, and the thwip hands. This guy also comes with up and down hinged holding hands, so he can hold his web line.
He's the only Spider-Man that got that, right?
Yes, he does. He's the only one that comes with that. So, and it's nice because I bought all those extras. So, like, what I'm going to end up doing is using some of those on some of my other Spider-Mans.
Right.
So that way I have like a web line holding hand. But
sweet.
Ouch.
What's great about that body is that like it doesn't even need the drop down hips, and it hits that that pose.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's the way that
Hang on, let me give you the screen.
It's the way that that all the articulation points work together. Like the diaphragm upper, there goes the custom head. The diaphragm upper, and then the hinge at the lower waist. And then like this, like I said before, the Mafex doesn't hit like the MVC pose, but like the swivel on the thigh, and it's pretty well hidden too.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I think it's just because that musculature is not there, right?
Yeah, that's what's always getting. And like even like the boot cut on this is much better than the Renew Your Vows.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
it's not as obvious when it's
it's not as obvious when you're turning it.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's my number 3. I love that figure, and because I have so many of them right now, I always have them kind of kicking around because like I have one in my display, but I have a bunch in my fodder bin, so I just kind of always keep one around.
It's a great pocket figure.
The Renew Your Vows one's nice, but it's almost too buff.
I guess it just depends on your Spider-Man, right? Like I always liked Spider-Man when he was like, those are my favorite stories, is more when he was younger and a kid, and so. Okay, we'll keep moving this along. Strand, your next one. You can pick one, and I'll
real quick before we put mine up. I got this one was just sitting by me. This is the original first appearance Spidey.
Oh god!
So like, just look at how far they've come, man. Like, this is unreal. I remember I gave a speech on the importance of comic book characters in college, and I brought this with me as like my visual aid. And like to say that we've gone from this to this is truly insane to me. So
true.
I knew he was hanging around. All right. So my next one is I'll pull this Venom out here, and so I'm probably like, I don't know, a year behind everybody else because when the animated series Venom came out, I passed on it because I'd already bought however many iterations of Venom, and I'm like, it's fine, it's whatever. And then when I saw this in there, and I knew that I was going to get it for, what is it, Riot and Agony, I think is the other one that was in there. Yep. This was just kind of a bonus or whatever. And getting the Venom on the body that it should have been on from the very beginning, like, it's a huge game changer, right? And
I agree.
The transforming head that's in there.
One of the nicest Eddie Brock sculpts, and it's not even full Eddie Brock.
Yeah, right.
It's really nice.
And so
that's how I displayed mine with the half Brock head on. I like it better.
And I've kind of gone back and forth, and I keep looking at it. I got a full shelf of just symbiotes that's actually like getting pretty full now, and I kept taking off and putting them on. I thought about maybe trying the original head on this one, but I think I've seen that it's way too small for this body. But maybe I'll do that again, before we finish up here tonight. But I don't know. I think the sculpting of it is awesome. I think the size of it is awesome. I think, let's just plug in the holes from Omega Red with some more tendrils. Genius on the work of Hasbro there. But no, I think I was buying it for those other two figures anyway. And then this is by far the standout to me. So
yeah,
that was
easy to put that up there.
That was actually pretty clever of them to actually plug the holes with tendrils.
I agree. If they wouldn't have, they would have had to hear everyone complain about it again. So it's probably a good thing that they. It's probably a good thing that they did.
That with the animate one, did they? Everybody complained about it.
The animated one just had
left the holes, right?
Yeah, just left holes. Yeah.
Isn't that just logical though? Like, it's the place for tendrils, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They need to use that body more often. It's just such a great for those bigger, not hulking guys.
Yeah.
Because it's this Venom, Warpath, and Omega Red, and that's it, right?
Who's coming out? Random should have been on that body on that new 5.
Random should have been on that. I agree. Yep. And I'd love to see a 90s Sabretooth. I did one on there, and I like it a lot. So
yeah.
but you just got the right like silhouette. It's all about the silhouette with the 90s stuff. They all cut that certain silhouette, and like I feel like that Omega Red body's great. It's got like the V-shaped torso. It's like
I stocked up on Warpath when they were on sale.
Me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
I've got so many of those.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Yeah,
not taking
same
the
here.
random parts and building a better one on that. I'm
Anthony,
using one for Rage.
you're using one? Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Switch them out. Yeah, that's a good idea. Your next one, is this the right one? Let's see if I got it. Is this the right one?
Well, it would have been Spiral because random
Yes.
is number one.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, wait. Let's wait. Do you want to? What do you want to do? Your last one now, or and then?
No.
do you
We'll wait. Oh wait. We'll pass.
Okay.
Let's go through me. We'll move
Okay.
past. We'll move on to the next person. Yeah.
Okay, sounds
So let's
good.
take our time.
So, Rob, what do you got? You got something over there for us?
I do. I also I have 4, but I mean, so I can wait or whatever. My other one,
Uh-oh.
I don't have her yet, but like my number one this year, I'm certain is going to be Spiral. Like I think she's just like so beautiful, and like all the articulation, all the extras. That's going to be my number one. But I do have my next one here if you want to see
All
that.
Yeah, whatever you want. Do you want to wait? Because
Okay.
I think this is number 2, so I think we're moving through
Okay.
our last couple. So
All right.
if you want to wait until the last one, and then we can all do one last one together, that would probably work.
Okay. Yeah, we can all do our last one at the same time. Then I'll hold off.
All right. That sounds good. Matchu, let's see here. Yours is. It makes it so small on the little thing that I can't see. All right, I think this is yours. All right, is this? Let's move you up here. Is this one right? Is this right?
Yes, that's
Excellent.
the Mafex Endgame Captain America.
It's
It
beautiful.
was supposed to come out, I think, last year, and
Yeah.
right,
So
like
late. It
early
was like
last year?
11 months late, I think.
Yeah,
Matrix late? Oh, no.
11 months late. Crazy. Yeah, they're always late.
they've gotten better lately. I think they've
Yes, they
caught
have.
up, right?
Not entirely, because Magneto and Storm got delayed to May from December. So
Oh, they did.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
But-
this one, this one was my most anticipated Mafex from last year. But like I got him like what? I think April or May of this year. They updated the Mafex Infinity War cap. Like the biggest issue on that was the ankles.
The
Like you
arm.
couldn't really move them.
Oh, and the arms didn't go to his size either, right? That
Yeah,
the
but there was a
issue,
fix
right?
to that. So like you just pop them off, and then I think you take off like a piece.
Oh,
I did that to that, and I also had an extra one which I turned into the stealth cap suit.
Yes, I remember that. I have to tell you that you took so many pictures with this figure.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you actually saved this pre-order for me. I was, again, this was a time when I was pretty frustrated with Mafex, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
I was there with you.
And yeah, and then you started posting pictures, and I was like, oh, that looks
And-
pretty good. Maybe I will end up keeping this pre-order, because I was on the verge of canceling.
And also, like I posted, like that was like when I started doing the reels with toys.
Yep. Yes, I
Um,
remember.
And I posted that one with Cap, and I used my Edelkrone setup. So every time the camera was moving, it was changing a pose.
Yeah,
and,
that was
like-
cool. Remember that you had the one that had like the kick? You had the kicking
shield
cap
kick.
that
That was
transitioned?
actually I wedged the little plastic piece that you're supposed to put in the hand, so it looks like
Yep.
it's catching it. I wedged that into the boot, so that way
Oh,
it
that's a
can.
good idea.
And it was helping him balance on the kick because like
That's
a little bit
awesome.
of weight, and then but that reel like blew up.
Yes,
It
I
got-
remember it blew up.
It got like 1 million views, and like my follower count like just like shot up.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
like,
I remember that one because I remember you were getting tons of love for that. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why that has to be on my list. Not
yeah,
number
I
one, but
agree. Yeah, I
that's
agree.
the
I really like that cap too. Mine broke pretty quickly out of the pack. I was pretty disappointed his shoulder
Oh.
broke. I was able to fix it. I reached out to Bill Maru, the toy mechanic,
yeah.
and he gave me some kind of tips on kind of how to fix it. So
Okay.
I fixed it using those. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's just it didn't hit my top list, but I definitely liked it. I think my biggest issue with it is like the Chris Evans sculpt is just a bit soft for me.
Oh
but-
yeah. The Mafex sculpt is a little like most of them.
Yeah, most
And
of
you
them
can
are
also
a bit soft.
How long has it taken Hasbro to finally get a good Chris Evans head sculpt?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
He's like one of those faces that's really hard to get.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely not an easy one. So, Jared, we're rounding out number 2 here, and
Number 2
I think
was kind of tough for me since I love Fans Toys Masterpiece Transformers. They've been killing me this year because they've been doing a release almost every month, and they're expensive.
Yes. How much is the one that you're about to show us?
Retail, this is I think $230.
Woo!
And you had to do like a $15 pre like down payment to get it.
Yeah,
deposit. And it is a simple looking design, but the fact this is the first piece to a Masterpiece Fortress Maximus. Fortress Maximus was the biggest G1 Transformer ever. It was 2 feet tall. This turns into the head.
Oh. So you guys can see in the pictures here, that's what that whole thing transforms into, is just a big head.
And it's going to be a head to, this is the retail line version.
What the hell?
What?
This is 2 feet tall for a modern return class.
Whoa.
And you can imagine how big the body for Fort Max is going to be. I think it's going to be like
human sized.
I think it's around like 42 inches tall.
That's crazy. That's
So-
so crazy.
That's the reason why he made the list. Because the fact, just the unreal factor that they're making a masterpiece Fort Max.
And you said a lot of that's die cast too, right?
Oh, he is heavy too. A lot of die cast. The feet are die cast. Inside the legs are die cast. You can see the die cast here. The waist is die cast. They put a ton of die cast in their figures.
Wait,
That's
so he just turns into the head?
He is just going to be the head. He's also he's kind of like got a computer mode too, but
So yeah, this thing's gonna be huge then.
and it's still got the let's see, open up the chest. They even got like the power stats too, like with the old school G1 where you can pop the head
Holy
on.
shit.
That's
The
pretty
screen.
cool.
Wow.
I love details like that. Call back to like older stuff.
It was so many Fans Toys things to choose from. It was like hard to pick just one. But for the fact, like I said, this is going to be the first piece to the Fort Max. I'm hoping they do Fort Max in several pieces. When they did Omega Supreme too, he's like 26 inches tall, something like that.
Holy crap.
Ooh.
That's the thing, is like when you collect something like that, it's like, man, you need space. Like where the hell are you gonna put that thing? Like
Omega, they did in 2 pieces, a part A and part B, to break up the cost, like buying the thing. I'm hoping they do that with Fort Max's body, do an A and B or type thing.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so
If you park your car in the garage, you're gonna have to park it in the street to put all the stuff in there.
the eyes light up and the robot head's eyes light up and all that stuff, and it's just a beautiful piece. It's going Dwarf Galactus if you put it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that something could dwarf Galactus. Like, it's crazy, man. So crazy. Okay, so my number 2, changing up a little bit. I went with something from NECA. I'm a big fan of the Turtles line, and this little dude here is, man, what a fun ass figure. He is so fun to play with. Hits some pretty mean poses too, considering like the fact that he's wearing like baggy pants and like baggy sleeves and stuff like that. Comes with some pretty cool accessories, and again, like with NECA, I like that you never feel shortchanged. You get alternate hands, you get alternate heads, you get extra weapons, you get accessories, and yeah, he was kind of like the last like piece of my Toon Turtles where I felt like I need to have this before I can really call this collection complete. And like, even with all the new stuff we're seeing from NECA's Toon line, a lot of it's stuff I feel like I can skip, which like I'm pretty grateful for at this point because I'm running out of room. But yeah, once I kind of got Usagi Yojimbo, I was like, all right, I could probably step away from this collection now and I would be okay with it. So he was my last one. So, If anybody knows, like I did a Usagi Yojimbo quite a while ago, a custom, like a stoned Usagi Yojimbo I did as a commission for somebody, and it was such a fun project to work on. So I really liked the character, and I thought this was a really good example of NECA showing like, you know, what they're really strong at. And yeah, it's such a great figure. It's so freaking nice. So love him. He's front and center in my Toon Heroes display. So
I
very
almost bit the bullet on that when I was deep in the throes of playing that new Turtles beat 'em up game.
The video game? Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was like I got hard into the Turtles again, and I saw him pick them up. Like the presentation that they do with all of those is so good, and like they've got to release him as a DLC character for that game, and like
that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I think there's an issue because he's owned by someone different. I think is the the issue.
Probably.
Yeah. I think that's what took them so long to get him into this line. Even was because they kind of had to collaborate with the guy who like made him or created him. So
right. I think missing the Toon Turtles is probably the best thing that's ever happened, mostly to my marriage rather than my collecting habits. Because every time I'm like, oh man, I want to buy this Muckman, but I don't have the turtles, and so I'll pass on that. But it gets harder and harder every time.
Yeah, I do have movie turtles.
Yeah, the movie turtles are amazing. They're so nice.
Yeah. I have the Secret of the Used turtles.
Yeah, I have them coming. They're en route.
Mine just got those. They look
nice.
Yeah, they do look good. So, all right, Strand, you want to finish up? So this is our number one of the year, figure of the year, and
yes, sir.
Getting there. So yeah, so whenever you're ready.
All right, so there's a theme to my figures, my choices, is that they all come from the same era of comics, it seems like. And they're all figures that you guys probably had 6 months ago because Dorkside was holding mine ransom. But I will say I challenged the some of the charges and I got some money back from them. So I'm not like,
that's good.
I'm not too super upset. And then they just shipped. I have the packing slip here, but I think it has my credit card number and my address on it. But
so you should show us.
They charged me for 5 items. And they shipped 3 of them and then just crossed out the other 2 that they didn't ship. But it still shows, yeah, right? It still shows the original charges on there. So, but I got what is my number one figure, which is this bad boy right here, right? This is one of the earliest customs I attempted that I actually like wasn't ashamed of. But this, I think, puts it to shame. And I know that when this first came out, there were a lot of people that were talking about how the joints and the rest of the body weren't like there was this color inconsistency. And so when I got it and cracked it open, I was real nervous about that. And mine came out perfect. And it's got extra articulation at the boots right here. And so I always find, something to complain about. But with this one, there's really not all that much. Yes, I would like these to move more. But I don't know. For an Iron Spider figure, this is about as definitive as it gets. I think last year my number one was the modular Iron Man, where when you see like an armored character with no pins and clean lines everywhere, it takes like a Legends figure and puts it almost on the scale of like an import. And so this is my number one for the year.
As long as they remember to put the joints in when they inject the plastic.
Yeah, you got one that didn't. You got one that had no joint, right? It was just fused together with all the same plastic.
Yeah,
so one solid piece.
It was my Captain Marvel custom.
Yes,
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it until after I start putting them back together, because I didn't have to repaint the elbow because it's already red, so I didn't have to prep anything. So I just started moving. It's like it's frozen. I got looking at it. When they injected, they're supposed to put the hard joints in the mold before they inject. They didn't, but that cavity is still there for that joint. So when they inject,
it just filled up.
It fills that up.
Oh, no way.
A lot to people.
So he's just got a rock solid arm there?
Yes. Luckily, I bought a bunch of Vulcans, so I was able to paint another one on, but
I would not put this at number one if that had happened to mine. I'll let you know that.
Well, that's what I thought happened with my Cyclops when the lower legs wouldn't move. Did they inject those? It was one piece.
All right, Anthony. Number one for you. This one almost made my list too. just missed. Whenever you're ready. You want me to put it up?
Yeah, please.
There you go.
This is a definitive Richter. I have 0 notes. It's perfect. It's perfect. Like, honestly, it was like on my list of customs to attempt, and then when this got announced, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. No need to make it. It is definitive. The downside, it came in a 3-pack.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Forced me to get a cannonball with legs, and this domino, which was not good, which I made a custom head for. And I also fell prey to the Disney Plus cancellation, so I paid out those for this freaking 3-pack.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
I was not a happy camper, but he is perfect. He is beautiful, and I've made a custom feral as well. So my X-Force line is
complete.
top-notch and complete. Yeah.
Jordan from Canada says the hair is fire, and I have to agree. Yeah, he is really nice.
The new parts look great.
He has great new stuff.
The new parts and just the color. I love the color.
I like the color too. Yeah, me too.
It just pops so well.
I've noticed the previous Disney Plus store exclusive, shared exclusive has Wilson Disney Store exclusive, the Excalibur set.
Yep.
Now
this went back up.
Stores.
Yeah, it's gone up other places now. Yeah, I noticed.
So I'm hoping that's going to happen with this set because I missed it, and
I was.
I don't want to pay the late tax.
I was. Oh my god! Yeah, I know. Like I ended up getting it through just like a reseller, and I paid out. I'm not happy about the amount I paid for it, to be honest.
He's very nice. I think the greens really pop. Like the green in particular pops like crazy. My only beef, and it's minor, is like I don't love that he's on the Reaper body because I just associate the Reaper body with like a bigger character, and Richter's like I think he's only 6 foot, so like it's a little bit oversized. But I mean, there's enough new stuff on there to take away from it, so I'm pretty okay with it. I really wanted to use those legs, the lower legs, for my AOA Gambit. That's what I really wanted to use those, but I just wasn't about to spend like $100 on a figure for his legs. I was like,
no. I love those scrunch boots. They're gorgeous.
They are.
Not on the Reaper. What would it have been a good one? Like Spider-Man UK?
Yeah, I would have probably tried to put them on a UK body if I could have. Probably.
And since
or I might have even tried to put them on the retro, but they probably would have been too big. So
the only if I was gonna have a minor gripe with it, it's just like the level of articulation. Like it is so hard to get him in that kind of classic, kind of pose.
Yeah.
So I kind of, but that's
he's been a good one for a Vulcan, the new Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got the butterflies. So
I would have preferred that on a Vulcan body. Yeah. I just find the Reaper body looks bloated. I like the Namor body, like the classic Namor body better, where it uses the Reaper limbs, but it gives us a new torso. I do like that one better. But like the Reaper body to me just looks puffy. Like he looks like kind of like full. Like I don't know. It's full in a weird way. I feel like the new parts on this really hide a lot of that as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I would agree with that. But the head sculpt is just
perfect.
Perfection. You could not ask for a better head sculpt. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. This guy was like so close to making my list.
Boots were like so well sculpted too, like all those wrinkles, and
the boots are they're really, really nice.
Just the scrunch in the boot, the little like addition of the little kind of spikes around the
top.
Yeah,
the kick plate. Yeah,
beautiful, just beautiful. And that green, that just like that slightly kind of a limeish kind of green, just pops. It's great. And then just with the rest of the X-Force line, just the color combinations on this just beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. It's really, really, really nice. It's really well done. So, but I agree. It sucks that we had to buy a 3-pack to get it. So I totally agree. Jordan from Canada says head is perfect. Funny enough, I had a custom Richter from New Collector as the first figure he ever made for me in part of our swaps, and he used an old Doc Samson head for Richter. So it's funny that you say that because that's what he used. So it's cool.
Samson would be a good one on the.
Totally. Rob, I gotta switch cameras here because this one overheated. Rob, I'm gonna throw you full screen here and let you do your thing.
So mine is Bone Breaker, I was like just really impressed with how like in they went on this figure, like with the detail and everything. I mean, he's an obscure character, kind of, and I do really appreciate that they're like, you know, like going in that direction with some of these. One of the things I really loved about him in hand is like I've seen, you know, a lot of customs of him, and a lot of times people will use like they'll use a tank, like a model tank. What I love about him is like if you look at the proportions of it, it's like obvious that this is like a weird little tank for him and for his body. It's like kind of squat and like it looks very like I guess bespoke, for like lack of a better word. And just like there's like an insane amount of detail in this. Like it's not all painted, but it's like there's just like texture and stuff everywhere on all these little plates, and I think they did a really good job of like hiding the different seams of like the parts that that build him and everything. And just like the expression, and like he even has little sunglasses that come up and down. I just think like overall he's like a really great interpretation of this character.
I love that his face matches like the ridiculousness that is that character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love that they match so well. Like it's awesome. It's really, it's great. That's a great figure and a great choice. Did you realize? Because I didn't actually realize until I got an extra one. I bought an extra couple Vulcans, so I kind of had extra parts. Oh yeah, I like the guns like that. I like those. I like that better.
The Valiverse stuff. I love the weapons.
Valiverse. Those are good. Those were good. But yeah, the thing I didn't realize is it's just a Spider-Man UK upper, like a torso and arms. Did you realize? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
I was like,
so I used those arms on my what you call it,
the Quasar.
Quasar.
Nice, smart idea.
Stockpile of the bare arms. Perfect.
Yeah, I bought about 4 of those for like $7 each at Target.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'll be using those torsos for a while and stuff.
That's great. That's great.
And what a cool thing to do with
tank.
like with the new basic body that they threw in, because you get multiple hands for both of them. You get arms that you can reuse. You get a torso that you can reuse. I couldn't believe that they did that with
trigger hands.
I was just gonna say,
right?
and they're up and downs, which is nice. They're not as easy to come by, right? So
if you need more for your Sentry, you can just put them right on there.
Another nitpick people had with the Havoc, he didn't have his metal collar.
Yep.
He's got.
I saw somebody. Yeah, I saw somebody use the collar from that.
I didn't think of that.
And put it on my Havoc.
Yep, I saw someone doing that too. So
yeah,
I love this.
Put a little bit of paint on this thing, and it's just gorgeous.
So, guys, we're running tight on time tonight. We're going to finish up here, but for the chat, anybody who's here, I am going to do a live stream next week. If anybody in the chat wants to bring their top 5 on, we can kind of discuss it a bit more. I think next week I'm just going to keep it kind of loose and chill. So if anybody cares to do that, we can dive into that a bit more. I'll be more like crowd heavy next week, I think. So if anybody is around next Wednesday, I'm going to do a live stream again. So awesome, man. Great picks from everybody. I love that Bone Breaker. I didn't even for some reason didn't even think of him, but yeah, he is a wacky figure. I just love it. And I agree. I like that they're diving deep into some of these. Like, again, it's super nostalgic, like Toy Biz, right? Like old 5-inch figures.
Oh my god, the amount! For some reason, I ended up with multiple of those from KB Toys because they were like 3 for $10. They were always in that big like bin in the front. So I had like several of him for some reason.
I never had those.
Do hand storage back here.
Oh, yeah.
Put the extra hands back here, and it's like a little butt flap.
Oh, that's a good idea. Does it open? I didn't think I realized that it opened.
Oh yeah, it totally opens.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You pull those things off. Yep.
Oh cool. Oh, I must have known that because I think that was a separate piece, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's part of one of the figures. The flap
I think
with something else.
Yeah. Okay, Matchu.
I just want to add on to that Bone Breaker. So some of the Mezco figures that come with like a rocket or a bazooka, they have like an effect piece with a missile coming out and the smoke. It actually
yeah.
fits into the barrel, and with the face that he's making, it just it's. I usually have it on my shelf, but like it's like the missile firing out, and he has that face. It's just
crazy
perfect. Yeah,
That's why I like the Valverse. Like you got the muzzle flashes, so he's
right.
like a madman.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. That's so good. All right, Matchu, yours is up. I'll give you the screen here, and there you go.
Yeah. So my number one is the Sentinel Peter B. I've been having so much fun with this figure.
It's a great
His
figure.
face is like right now I have the Mafex soft goods on him, but like the movement, it's just so smooth. I don't have to worry about it breaking. This has been like my travel figure when I go away for work, and I just bring it with me in like a little photography case, like the photo cases that everybody uses for their figures.
Yep.
So like it's just, I don't know, it's just perfect for me. Like the last year's
I agree.
number one was
Miles.
Miles.
Me, same here. Miles was my number one last year.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Those Sentinel figures. Has anybody here other than me and Matchu handled those Sentinel figures?
I have. That's one of the few things I don't.
If they ever put out something that appeals to you and you have the money to spend, they're worth it. Like Matthew saying how he said that it feels solid. Like that's one thing with like a Mafex or a Bandai, like a Figure Arts. I find that like I'm not worried about breaking them, but they're like light, so I always feel like they're kind of brittle and like they might snap on me. The Sentinel stuff, it's like everything is built with like that soft plastic, so like everything feels like you could just be rough as hell with it and like it doesn't matter at all, right? Like, and everything stays in place where it's supposed to. The hands stay on, the effects stay on. The only things that with Miles was like his shoelaces kind of fell off, but again, like
I never really used the shoelaces.
Yeah, me neither.
Because like I was always afraid of losing them.
Me too. Yeah, because they're small, right? So, but that Spider-Man, and it's cool because that Spidey comes with, you can do Peter B with the beer belly, or you can swap out the like the beer belly section for like a more slender version. You can just do Peter with the blonde hair instead.
Blonde hair, and there's two Peter B faces where the other one, it's like he has like a shocked face.
Yeah, I like the one that's kind of like monkey-esque. Like he's just kind of that. The one that's on. I think that's the one on yours now, right?
No, this is like.
Is that just the regular one?
It's just the regular one.
Okay.
The one with the monkey face. There goes my other Spider-Man figure. The one with the monkey face. That's the one that I did the reel with, where I took the trumpet from Father Christmas.
Oh yes,
and I gave it to him. That's So now that trumpet is for Peter B on my shelf.
It's a really great figure. Jordan from Canada says interchanging belly. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's good. I love the mug hand too. The mug hand is great.
Oh yeah, he always has the mug hand.
Yep, same here. Mine's always displayed with his mug. It's just so indicative of that character. It's just like it's perfect.
My favorite version of Spider-Man is Peter B.
Yeah, me too. I love it. He's so fucking funny. It's good. All right, Collector Express number 1. Oh shit! Sorry.
Well, I did that because I was kind of disappointed at the fact that Big G didn't have a voice chip, but
yeah.
My number 1 is Galactus.
Whew.
I love that thing. I'm a big Cosmic fan, so he was a must get.
Yeah,
doing this because I do not want to like rebalance.
Good idea.
Nova back on him.
Even those effects that he holds in his hand that holds Surfer and Nova, like, man, those are amazing.
It is a beautiful piece. The only thing would have been made it better if he had the voice chip. I really don't get why they didn't do that.
Yeah,
they did it on the retail figure.
Yeah, the old one, right? That was the Marvel Universe one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Multiple voices on here, but they couldn't do for the $400 one.
Yeah.
You already have these recorded.
They need you to buy another one somewhere down the line. So
I could stick like a Bluetooth speaker on there or something and just play it.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I gotta say that I am not a Galactus fan. I have no need or desire for Galactus. But when those pictures started showing up and everybody started like showing them off, I was like, "Holy shit, that's fucking literally perfect."
The figures that come with them, This is by far the standout Harold that comes with him, but he's too small.
He is too small. I agree.
He is gorgeously sculpted. Couldn't get more comic accurate in the sculpt, but he should have been the same size as Harold Thor.
Mm.
And he's just a little bit taller than a Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
If not the same height as a Grim Reaper. It's like it was such a beautifully designed figure to be too small. Another thing they've been doing with Hasbro here lately, I think it's like where they're not sending actual physical prototypes to the factories anymore. They're working on the digital sculpts. Stuff didn't translate it properly. Look, that's arms, and he can fold them up like that.
Wow, that's great range for those.
And it doesn't have that weird modern Master Universe big cutout on the bicep. It's a full bicep.
So that way you get the
and it folds up all the way to the shoulder.
That's crazy. That's pretty impressive.
He can touch his head.
Yeah, that's impressive for a big boy. That's impressive.
Yeah. If this was the proper size, it would have been on my list. The only thing kept it from being like on my list is, well, I did my list too, but I probably would have still, if it was the right size, I would have had it on my list as well. I would have two Marvel Legends on there.
Jordan from Canada says, "Sorry, Collector Express, your Hulk shelf is insane." We were talking about it earlier. Yeah.
I need to fill a couple spots. I got customs that go up here.
Fuck, man, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
I got my Smart Hulk that needs to go back up here.
I can't say anything because I have a huge Wolverine and Deadpool shelf, so I get it. But that maybe not to that level, but yeah.
Oh, Wolverines are down here.
Love some Wolverine.
Iron Man's over here.
All right, so we'll finish this out here. So my number one of the year is surprisingly an MCU figure. It's once again a Mafex figure as well, and let's do this. We can show it off here. So yeah, so my number one is this.
Wow!
Is this Mafex Endgame Doctor Strange? This thing is really, really nice, and I know we were talking earlier about the Mafex face sculpts being a little soft. I actually feel like this one's one of the better ones. The likeness is really on point. He comes with a few different options, but they're pretty subtle differences. But they're really nice. The cape is super impressive, very posable, plugs in and stays where it's supposed to nicely. The system for those extra hands is also really cool. There's like this back piece that swaps out that has some magnets on it. So you put the inside ones on the cape inside it, and then you put the cape over it, and then there's magnets on the back of those arms that attach to behind the cape. Crazy. So yeah, so it's super good use of magnets there that they're just like, they work, they hold, they're not flimsy, they don't fall off. And yeah, he just came with like a million accessories.
Gorgeous. It's like he's also the Made You Look champion of the 2022.
Yeah. Well, he's another one that like he was super delayed, right? Like I think he was supposed to come out last year too, and he took forever. But like honestly, man, like I think he's got like 10 pairs of hands or 11 pairs of hands. He's got like energy effects for his wrists. He's got energy effects for his fingertips. He has the whip. He has the sword. He has like the little like tube thing that goes over his wrist, and like it's crazy. He's loaded.
He's got two eyes of Agamotto.
Yes, one open, one closed. Yep. It's all the detail, right? So, but it's the things that make this the best are like the cape is beyond impressive, and like he's sturdy even with the heavy arms and stuff on him.
So cool.
I never have issues with him dropping. He's solid as a rock. And yeah, I love him. I'm selling off my MCU stuff this year or next year. And this is one of the ones I'm actually keeping. So I'm going to keep my main 5 Avengers, and then I'm going to keep this Mafex Strange, and maybe like a couple. I'm probably going to keep like my Iron Spider. I really like that too, right? And I have my No Way Home 3 Spider-Man. The figure art's all ordered, so I'll probably keep those too. But yeah, so that's my number one.
Gorgeous piece.
Yeah, he's really, really nice. So that kind of wraps up our top 5. So I don't know, but I'm sure you guys will, or a few of you anyways, I'm sure will probably be posting yours on your page or your Instagram as we close out the year. I know I'm gonna probably spend the next couple weeks dropping them in to the rotation. So I have these 5, which I'll probably showcase this week on like Throwback Thursday, I'm guessing, and then next week I'll probably do the second 5 that I have on my list as well. So
I'll use some photography, but I got to figure out how to photo this giant thing.
Yeah. You kind of have to bring him like outside or something. Have him shoveling your driveway.
He definitely.
Nike Boy says, "What are you going to put in the open shelf?" I'm going to be. So I have 2.5 shelves of MCU, so that'll all be disappearing. And I'm also getting rid of my comic Avengers and comic Cosmic stuff, and their the heroes and the corresponding villains. So I'm only going to keep of my comic, which I call like my Marvel superhero shelf, which is like street level Avengers and cosmic. I'm only going to keep the street level stuff. I basically where I'm at is I need to expand on the stuff I really enjoy, but like I'm at the point where like my Toon Turtles, my Spider-Man villains, my X-Men villains, like I'm getting to the point where when I have to add stuff in, it becomes extremely stressful because I don't have room to do anything with them. Same with Power Rangers. So like I need to basically expand on all of those to allow us to to give me the space to do what I need to do and it to kind of go back to enjoying displaying them. So like one of them, I'm going to basically like give another half a shelf to Power Rangers, half a shelf to my Toon Turtles. I'm going to bring my WWE figures in like home. Right now they're all at work. So I'm really feeling the WWE stuff right now. So I'd like them to be at home with me because I'm
announced the Ultimate Andre.
I saw that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get that too, unfortunately. But it looks nice, man. He looks really nice. I had an old Elite Andre that I used for a custom a long time ago, and I was like blown away by the scale of him and how big he was. So when that's an Ultimate, I think that's gonna be really fun. So yeah, and I ordered Razor too. Razor Ramon. I'm pretty excited about Razor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I picked up a Razor at Ollie's here recently, like the.
Oh, nice. The blue one? Was that blue one? The more recent.
It's a more recent one. It's like especially getting them for $12.99. It's like
yeah, I'd be doing that too. Okay, so guys, thanks. We went a half hour over, so sorry about that, but thank you guys for sticking around and doing this. Well, before we all disappear, I'm just gonna give you guys all a chance to just say adios, and if you want to plug your Instagrams or your YouTubes, you can go ahead and do that. Morning Woof, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I'm just on Instagram. So if you don't already follow me, please follow me at morning_wolf on Instagram.
Hey, what's your name from? I was typing things out the other day. I was like, I wonder where that comes from.
Well, it's a little bit of a naughty pun. But
okay.
You know, put two together.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't, please follow me morning_wolf. And come and check out my stuff.
You won't regret it. It's pretty amazing.
Thanks.
It's awesome. Jared.
What
do you got going on?
Tomorrow I'm actually I start doing 2 customized streams during the week. I'm going to have
Madness. Madness. You're a madman.
I know nobody said I was supposed to be saying. But that one's at 7:00 Eastern time. On Sunday, I normally do one, but this next 2 Sundays is holidays, so I'm going to be skipping those. I'll do the Thursday ones. Also, and Instagram is 1970-442. That's a legacy from. That's what I used to go by on all the different forums, like the Foosh and everything.
Yep.
So I got like the 1970 Customs and Collector Express. So the confusion there, like people's like, wait a minute. Which one? Why do you got this as your Collector Express? It's like, I needed to become something catchy for YouTube.
Yeah, the 1987 with the random numbers just don't catch.
My car, I have a street rod I built, and it's in my garage, and with a 507 big block, and yeah, they don't really. People was like, were you born in '87? Look at this now.
You've seen some shit. That's all. That's what it is. That's awesome. Rob, what you got?
You can find me on Instagram at Pymparticles. I post about 2 things a year.
Soon you're gonna get to post your Secret Santa, which I cannot wait for everybody to see.
I'm very excited to
amazing.
show that off.
Dude, it's so fun. I say to everybody, I'm like, the thing I love about it is like, not only is it amazing, like the work is just great, but it's like a super smart recipe, and it's like absolutely hilarious. Like, it's the best. It's so fucking fun. I cannot wait for the reveal.
I'm very excited.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've got some other stuff that honestly the pictures are just sitting around. I need to throw them up there. But yeah, I mean, I'll be customizing as much as I can. My job is very stressful right now, so don't have as much time as normal, but hopefully you'll be seeing some new stuff from me on there soon.
That's awesome. Looking forward to it, man. I always love seeing what you're up to, so it's great. Strand, I hope you're gonna say something similar, like, I'm back, baby, motherfuckers, gonna finish.
I'm back, baby,
Angel.
motherfuckers is exactly what I was gonna say. So, Stranded Customs, obviously, I have like 3 videos on a YouTube channel. If you want to watch me make a Blue Marvel that looks remarkably similar to this one. I'm also trying to reach the kids these days. So I have a TikTok where I do my other passion that is kind of taking me away, where I make custom Magic cards. So right now I'm making an entire deck based off of Namor and Namor characters.
That's cool.
That is sick.
Hey, thank you. But I have cleaned my office, and my desk back there is a little bit more approachable. And I've got this one figure that I've been working on now for it got to be a year and a half, maybe even longer. That is supposed to be going to Matt. It's a Age of Apocalypse Angel that really is in kind of the final stages. So hoping that I'll be able to finish that up and then maybe get that off my workbench and do something new in the new year here.
Awesome, buddy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to you getting back to it. It's your presence is missed for sure. So, Matchu,
Hey,
what you got going on?
You can find me on Instagram primarily. I don't really use my TikTok. I do have a show on Wednesdays also on YouTube with my buddy J-Shot as my co-host, and we have guests there every week now. Next week, I think it's going to be Ninja Toidles on Instagram. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's what time on your end?
That is 5 o'clock for
5
me.
o'clock. Okay.
Yeah,
but usually you catch the replay, so
I always catch the replay. There's
Yeah.
a few things that always there's a kind of like a set group that kind of always get the replay treatment.
yeah.
It's just hard. 5 o'clock's hard for me because I'm not a morning person, so my
Yeah.
work allows me to be flexible, and I can start at like 10. So like I'm usually working till like 6. So
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I usually this time I'm on Xbox. Well, like, that's why I usually catch your show on the replay also. But every now and then I do pop in.
yeah, you pop in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
I
Well, I like that you're bringing the Matchuverse
Yeah.
around, and Wednesday nights are Matchuverse night. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Also, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody.
yeah, for sure. It's Christmas time. Everybody's getting ready for the big day this weekend. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for some time off, man. I just need a break.
You and me both.
Yeah. Do you get some time off, Tim? You get?
A little bit.
Yeah, good. You
Little
can
bit.
use it for sure.
I'm off till so
Yeah, that's nice. You're lucky. I usually do.
Well,
My work's usually good for that.
hardly
but-
ever taking time off. So it's like you need to take time off or you're going to lose it. It's like, okay,
Time off it is.
bye.
Yeah, really. Guys, thank you guys all for taking the time out of your night to do this. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate chatting with all of you guys. What is that?
Lord
Like
Beerus.
Beerus, right?
Oh, is that Dragon Ball?
It is.
That's
And you can
cool,
sick,
dude.
one foot like that too. I was just playing with it.
That's cool.
For when I first set Galactus on the shelf, I had Whis and Beerus on each hand.
I don't know what that means, but that's cool though. That looks really cool.
One of the most powerful characters in Dragon Ball. It's like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
a
Cool.
destruction. It's like,
That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will hopefully have all you guys back on again at some point just trying to kind of figure out where, what direction I kind of take this weekly thing. Kind of like doing a customizing piece because I feel like people learn a lot from it, but sometimes it's fun to just take a break and just chat with like-minded friends and yeah, so I really appreciate all of you guys for doing this yet again. So thank you. And I'll echo Matchu in saying I hope everyone has a really great holiday. And like I said, I'll be back next Wednesday with kind of like a more basic, just whatever. I don't even know what I'll be doing. I'll probably be working on Brainiac or painting Warbird. So I quickly, I'll show you this real fast before we go. I've been working on this Warbird custom, and I just finished almost finished the like feathered kind of hair piece. I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of attach it. I really wanted to articulate it. I don't think it's going to happen. The thing is even if I can, like, it's going to be so limited, and I'm just worried about like paint rub. So I might not be able to, but it's nice because it's light considering how big this is. It's like pretty light.
It wouldn't really be articulated. What about a magnet connection?
Yeah, I thought about it, but again, my biggest concern is like I just don't want to risk, especially because it's green underneath and I'm painting it white. So if we get any scrape at all, it's going to be so noticeable. So I'm really mostly thinking like I just need to lock this in place and just let it go. I mean, the thing is the way I have it resting right now, like I can move her head anyway and it does not get in the way at all.
There,
yeah, I built the clearance in and like thankfully it worked. So
only other thing I could think of, possibly like a Robotech joint.
I was thinking about using a dumbbell was what I actually originally thought. Putting a dumbbell on each side so that way I could at least go this way. But I just think with the clearance being as tight as it is, the work that goes into it and like the risk of the paint rub, I just don't think it's worth it for like the very little bit of movement you're going to get. So Marcus said unless you did. So Marcus says, unless you did articulated hair like Monster Arts Godzilla's tail. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So that's too much for me. So
that makes me want a Medusa though, like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. So all right, guys. Well, thank you everybody for being here again. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so before you leave. And hope you guys all have a great holiday, and hope you guys all have a good holiday too. Thank you guys again for being here.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
This was definitely
fun.
See
you guys. Nice chatting with you.
Yeah, see you guys. Have a great night, everyone.
See you guys.
See you.